Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. The NHL is back. We got the Seattle Kraken versus the Vegas Golden Knights, but we're just wrapping up with the Chicago Blackhawks and Connor Bedard's debut versus Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. We are in the third period. It is 2-1 Pittsburgh. So I'm not sure if it's just going to continue after this particular matchup is over on ESPN. I assume that it would, and they're just going to wait for that to kind of wrap up. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And this is my very first stream in the 2023 season. So I had to end up getting a good look, for the cards. We do basketball, baseball, football, hockey. And this one took me a while. This one was probably, to get the right look. I was going to say probably took me, ooh, baby, big score. They just knotted it up at 2, the Blackhawks. But it took me, I would say, probably 2 hours to be able to find the right set of cards that I thought that would work right for my type of personality and look. I wanted to use something from like the 60s or the 70s, or if I had to go back even further. But I started to look at 60s, 70s, and typically that's what I do for the football cards, as well as the baseball. And this one, I fell in love with it, and it works out perfect. And we are here. NHL is back, baby. Oh, hack jersey is on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Time to release the Kraken, baby. What time is it in Australia right now for you over there? I imagine it's obviously not, because right now it's 7:30 Pacific, 9:30 if you're in the Midwest, or 10:30 at night if you're Odin Sun in New York. But we are here. Let's go. And I hope you guys like the cards, man. It took me a minute to be able to find the right vibe and whatnot. But, I wanted to make sure it was perfect. I had to line everything up, and I wasn't going to start until I had it perfect. So I appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Time to release the Kraken, baby. Fear the deep. Defend the deep. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Let me know what you want to do for photos as we are waiting. And I got you. I appreciate you. 95 to go. Sarah in the building. What's good? How are you? Odin's in the building. What's good? Camel in the building. What's good? How are you? Let's go. So I heard NXT as well as AEW. Everything, it seems like it was lining up for that competition. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I figured I would. X Twitter is down. See, originally I was trying to figure out, okay, where do I need to end up watching, the particular matchup, either through the cable provider, but it should be just through ESPN. Some of the links are not providing NHL tonight, which is kind of ridiculous, if that's what you do and you're overseas and whatnot. But they cover baseball, they cover basketball, they cover hockey. But I think it sometimes depends on, the servers and whatnot. Obviously, there's alternative options, Dofu and whatnot as well, but you can only do that on your cell phone. So I was like, well, I got to be able to figure this out, because I got Xfinity in the living room, but I don't have a cable box linked here, but I actually have my passwords and everything linked, so I can just watch it on the computer. And that's what I'm doing right now. We're just watching it strictly on ESPN, through ESPN.com. So here we are. 1:32 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Oh, so it's afternoon for you, so you're good. Oh, hack, hack, hack. All day, every day. All right. Let's go. And I'm really digging the hockey look too, because like I said, I went through probably about 20 different looks, and you have to make sure that you have cards lined up 7 across. So that way, when I have my scoreboard and then I have my screen, that it's going to fit somewhat properly. So if I can't find vintage cards that are 7 across, like a lot of cards, either on eBay or just on the internet, it's not going to look good. And I want to make sure it has that particular look, about it. You guys know, because I feel like I'm kind of vintage myself. So I love that old school 60s, 70s look. And that's what our basketball cards are. That's what the baseball cards are. That's what the football cards are. And I was like, ooh, I was like, I got to find something 60s and 70s. And you can always tell by just the look of the cards, the name, the style of it, and even like the hair. When you're looking at the comb over and whatnot, or they smile and they got the missing teeth. I fucking love it. We're knotted up here at 2-2 apiece, Blackhawks and Penguins. And let me end up getting some hack for you here in just a second. Yeah, I got your messages, brother. Not yet. I imagine that it has not started. They're waiting for this matchup to end, and then they're going to end up starting it. Let's see here. So the puck drop. It looks like is going to be. What does it say? I'm looking right now. What does it say? So puck drop is going to be in about 10 minutes. So they're just waiting for this to obviously finish up, and then they'll continue from this particular matchup to the next. So Connor Bedard, baby. All right, let me get some photos up here for Megan. And we're just waiting for the other matchup to wrap up. We're in the third period now, so it should go by pretty quick. And puck drop is going to be apparently approximately in 7 or 8 minutes when this game is pretty much up and over. I got to be a perfectionist too with the cards and whatnot. I just can't have any type of look. I'm very, very picky on what it's going to be. And obviously, even the thumb took me a little bit to make. And with the images with the hockey players, it's a lot harder to be able to bring those photos over and take the backgrounds out than it is. Like I literally went through. I can't even tell you how many Kraken photos, like 50, and I probably went through like 50 because I was going to do Captain Jack Eichel and then I was going to do Maddie. But with a lot of the photos, I was like, man, I can't get it to convert properly. It doesn't look good. Or I got one that looked pretty good with Captain Jack Eichel, but then on the chest for the V for Vegas, it was transparent. So I was like, man, I don't want to end up making a thumbnail where it looks incomplete, where it looks like I kind of cut a corner and I just threw up a transparent image that I made, but it's not like perfect. And so even little subtle details, like if the numbers are transparent on the shoulders or the logo, it doesn't look good. It looks like shit. So I had to, keep going and keep going. And then eventually I had to settle for the thumbnail that we have here, which, I'm happy with. All right, let's get a few. And they don't have any spinning logos with the hockey just yet. But hopefully, as we get further into the season, I'll do some digging. And hopefully, we can end up having some that I can find. Grew, baby. I'll just do a little collage of a little bit of everything here for you as we're waiting on this matchup. I assume that the Penguins were going to end up winning the matchup, and I didn't expect necessarily Connor Bedard to score in his first game, but you never know. I mean, he is the first pick. He's young. He's 18. Sidney Crosby, crazy or not, is 36 now. He's been in the league so long. Wild. I saw a little like Q&A session between the two of them earlier today on Instagram, Twitter/X, Facebook, and it was very interesting to be able to see their perspectives on things. Under 6 minutes to go, and then we'll be going live with the matchup as soon as this matchup ends on ESPN. Then they'll be going live feed to Vegas, where we're going to be able to see the Kraken take on the Vegas Golden Knights, the champs from last year in 2022. We got to hit you with a little Yanni. Let's go, baby. And how about a little Ty too, huh? All right, baby. Let's go. Kraken, baby. And we won't disrespect the Golden Knights. We got them up there too. Undertaker versus Braun. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'll probably end up watching the replay. I didn't get a chance to watch any wrestling today. That's crazy. I think I've heard about that. I can't remember the individual's name per se. Oh, wow. Blackhawks with back to back goals in the third period to take the lead. Wow, that would be huge for them considering they are one of the worst teams, in the NHL. That's obviously how they got Connor Bedard. And if they can end up beating Sidney Crosby in Pittsburgh, that would not be a good look for the Penguins fans and Pat McAfee. Reflect in the building. What's good? How are you? Yeah, originally I was going to end up doing Maddie, and then I was trying to do Gru, and then I just like, man, I got to a point where I was kind of getting pissed. I won't lie, because just to be able to get the hockey card set up and to get everything, linked up and looking right, that already took me a couple hours. That's why I didn't do any reaction videos to the NFL this morning. Plus, I felt like I did really all the good matchups for this week. Anything that I would have done reaction video wise with the last like 4 or 5 games left, I don't think it would have really gotten very good views. So I just figured we would end on that Niners Cowboys, and they've been getting into the algorithm with that one. And we're almost at 2,000 views on that one. So I ended up pinning it on the YouTube channel. So every week, whatever the main matchup is, I'll end up putting that, on is obviously on display for new people there. And it's at 18 or 1900. Some of the others are going to be like 100 to 500. So anytime I can get into the algorithm with 1,000 views or more, then that's what I'm going to be looking at there. So and then we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll end up doing a couple college reaction videos. Really, the only one that was worthwhile doing is probably Oklahoma and Texas. I watched that matchup at 9 a.m. obviously on Saturday, which was fantastic. Red River Shootout. But other than that, besides like the Ducks and the Huskies and the Trojans, there wasn't really a whole lot. So sometimes you got to be able to hit the window, on like Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Once it gets to Tuesday and Wednesday, you're not going to have as many people looking at the reaction videos. So you kind of have to hit it while it's hot. And if it's not, then if the matchups are kind of boring, like, we had some of those like 17-10 games. So I didn't really think anyone gave a shit about Raiders beating the Packers or maybe Steelers beating the Ravens, 17-10. That doesn't really make for a very good reaction video when it's low scoring like that. So I'm ready for hockey, baby. I am ready. And then we'll end up yeah, the Twins lost. I saw that. So we're gonna end up they're beefing, they're fighting, getting chippy out there. But obviously we're gonna get Rangers and Astros, which I thought we would. We were hoping for Orioles, but no such luck. And on the other side, I don't know what we're gonna get. Are we gonna get the Braves or the Phillies? I'm not sure. And then is it gonna be the Diamondbacks or Dodgers? I'm hoping, and I hate to say this, sorry, Dad. I'm actually pulling for the Diamondbacks to beat the Dodgers. The Dodgers are my dad's team, but I think they're frauds this year, kind of like the Toronto Blue Jays and the Twins and the Orioles. And you just like there's sometimes you just get to the playoffs and you're kind of outmatched. And that's kind of how I feel with Los Angeles. I mean, I like rooting for them because that's my dad's team. But who would I rather want win this year? I would rather have the Diamondbacks win this year. That way, Corbin Carroll can get a little bit of pub. And yeah, they don't probably have a chance against the Phillies or the Braves, but neither do the Dodgers. So I would rather see someone new. And then if the Dodgers get better next year, yeah, okay, Dodgers next year. But as far as this year, I don't really care between the Braves or the Phillies. If the Phillies win and they end up being the underdog, cool. If the Braves win, well, they should have. They are the best team in baseball, right? So it's really their World Series to lose. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, I'm going to be going for the Diamondbacks, and we'll do the Diamondback Dodger game tomorrow. And you never know. Diamondbacks are already up 2-0. I tried to tell Preston, but he thought I was crazy. And you can always tell with Uncle Mo, who watches baseball more than others, and also a little bit of luck in ESP and the sports gods, because I think most people, going into the series, they said Dodgers, Dodgers, Dodgers. But I was like, you know what? I don't really feel it. I don't really feel it. Just like with that Raiders and Packer game, they haven't beaten the Packers in like 10 to 20 years, but that didn't deter me from, picking the Raiders, end up getting that upset, and Sports God had a little play in that, and then they did. So you never know. It might be just a little bit of my dislike for them, but, sometimes when you have a feeling, Elliott had that feeling too, and, here you go. Sometimes the sports gods listen. I'm ready for some hockey, baby. NHL debuts. Oh, look at the footage. 84, Mario Lemieux. 2005, Sidney Crosby. Alexander Ovechkin. 79, Gretzky. Ovechkin there in 05. And I remember exactly with Crosby and Ovechkin because I remember thinking I need to invest in some hockey cards because I knew how good those two guys were, coming in. And I knew that they were both going to win Stanleys before their careers were over. Big facts. He's got 1 assist, 5 shots, 11 shots attempted. So obviously, Connor Bedard is trying to make a name for himself. All right, under 3 minutes to go. And the puck drop got delayed, so they're waiting for this to end, which is what they should do. A Bedard once, yeah. Did anybody get a chance to watch any of the first game that was on? I tried to tune in a little bit just to kind of get my bearings and whatnot. Tampa Bay ended up beating Nashville 5-3. I watched a little, not a lot. I was trying to actually catch up on Dexter, watch a little bit of the baseball matchups as well. Astros destroying the Twins 9-1, and then the Ranger game is 7-1. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't end up doing that. I was hoping Baltimore would step up, but we're going to get Astros Rangers. And I'm telling you that American League West is the best division in baseball, including the Mariners. It's just unfortunate that we weren't able to get in this year. And obviously on the opposite side, it could be either the Phillies or the Braves. Now, if the Diamondbacks end up winning it in the National League, that would be the most shocking thing ever. And then you best believe I would be rooting for them to win it all. But I don't know if they can beat the Dodgers, but the Diamondbacks playing against the Phillies or the Braves, especially as hot as the Phillies have been, if they end up upsetting Atlanta, like I don't know, some kind of divine intervention would have to happen to be able to have the Diamondbacks because that's oh, and they got another goal. Wow. Uh-oh, Pat McAfee and his boys are not going to be happy. If you're a Crosby fan, this is embarrassing. Wow, 3 goals in the third period. Wow, crazy. I love crazy upsets too. The vibe is different, and then obviously when you have Connor Bedard, I mean, if you're a Chicago fan, I mean, you got to be ecstatic because even though you didn't get the Connor Bedard, hat trick, or he didn't get a goal or two himself, he's been in the mix, and I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up getting his first goal next game. But is he the highest, like as far as like hype factor? Is he the most hyped hockey player since Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin in 05? Comment below. Is there been another person that has had this much hype besides him? I mean, I know I'm going to be tuning into Chicago Blackhawk games just for him, and I did that for the Caps for Ovechkin. I did that for Crosby and Pittsburgh, even though I wasn't watching every game, but I would read and watch the highlights a little bit more, knowing that those guys are like the new Gretzky, the new Mario Lemieux. So Van Jefferson, yeah, because they were going to have to pay him some money, so they decided just to cut their ties with him because they weren't going to sign him next year anyways. So a lot of times it ends up being business. They just want to be able to get that money off the books. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Kraken. Let's go. And then hopefully at some point I'll be able to go to the mall, or depending on how donos go within the next couple weeks. But hopefully I'll be able to get myself a snow beanie of the Kraken. I gotta work my way up. I gotta first get a snow beanie, and then maybe a t-shirt. Maybe I'll cut off the sleeves, and then down the road, then I'll end up, being very picky, and then I'll end up getting my first jersey, a white one, more than likely. But not anytime soon. I got to go. I got a lot of things on the plate, that I got to take care of first. But to start off with something simple, just like a Kraken snow beanie, something like that. And I like the beanies that have the ball on the top. I don't like the snow beanies that don't. The ones that are just kind of like snow cap that go really tight against your head. I don't like those. I like these. They're stylish and they're more comfortable. All right, this one is almost over, and we're getting close to the beginning of the puck drop with the Kraken, baby. And we're going to be heavy underdogs in this matchup, no lie. We already know that we're going to be heavy underdogs, but who cares? Let's go out there with a vengeance. Let's go out there with some focus. Release the Kraken, baby. And we'll be doing Kraken. We'll be doing Blazers. And then obviously, depending on when we're going through baseball playoffs, I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything. So, and this is probably the first time in 15 years I'm actually excited about the Blazers. With Scoot Henderson and the young team that we have, and then obviously Dame going to the Bucks will be fun for me to cover too. I'm rooting for him. So, wow, what a big win! 4-2 Blackhawks. Let's go. I thought I was going to have to watch this on my phone on Dofu and then just watch it that way. But I was like, it should just be on ESPN. I was like, it was starting to bring up like the Spanish broadcast and then saying that I had to do like ESPN Plus and I had to pay money. I was like, dude, I already have the cable. Like, why am I having to do ESPN Plus? What the hell? And then I had to refresh everything and everything's good now. So it's on the ESPN.com. What do you guys think about the look with the cards on the side? You like it? I put a lot of heart and a lot of time into it, and I couldn't just use anything modern. If I was going to do the cards, I had to do 60s or 70s, and that's how it's going to be for the basketball streams, the football streams, and the baseball streams. I have to do, that vintage look. That kind of reminds me of the old school days. So, welcome to the NHL, he says. All right. So are they just gonna go from here to the next broadcast? Let me know, based on what you guys are seeing too, because I don't want to miss anything. It says 8:14 p.m. So they delayed it. So is that true? So then the game's not going to start for another 20 minutes? It says 8:14 p.m. on ESPN.com. So maybe they decided they wanted to do these interviews. They got to do the Connor Bedard. I mean, that's like the face of hockey now. He's got to be ecstatic. I mean, of course, it would have been great for him to get like a hat trick or a goal or two, but Bedard's 18, and I know he looks like he's 14 or 15, but that jersey looks really good on him. It's been a long time since the Blackhawks had anyone that they could really root for. I'm trying to think of like the people back in the day. Was it like Odin would know and Megan and Sarah, Chris Chelios? I'm trying to think of like names from like the Blackhawks from back in the day when I used to play on Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, and PlayStation. Chris Chelios? I'm trying to think of like who else like the Blackhawks had back in the day. Yeah, some of your comments on some of the other posts were weird, but that one was good, and I like that one. But we don't be saying no freaking fracking shit. We don't, dude. We're not that stream. You know what I mean? We don't say that shit on there. That shit should be just deleted. All right. We do catchphrases with what we do here. You don't need to grab someone else's catchphrase and throw it on our stream. That's cheesy, bro. Okay. But for a majority, you had a couple weird posts that you did in there, but then the ones that you were breaking down the football knowledge, those were good. You just got to make sure that when you're in there in the comment section, you're keeping it, you're keeping it PG, and you're keeping it straightforward. You're not saying weird shit on there, because if you say the weird shit, then people aren't going to like that, or it'll get deleted by me. So puck drop is going to be in about 15 minutes, because they were just waiting for this matchup. 18 minutes, so they just wanted to have that other matchup. It's on ESPN right now, 18:29 and counting. Blackhawks 4, Penguins 2, and then we'll be waiting for the puck drop, and we'll see what happens. I assume that Vegas is going to win tonight, but I'm hoping that the Kraken can get the upset. The energy is going to be very, very high in Vegas, obviously with the celebration of the championship last year. But I mean, if anyone could steal one, I think it definitely is Seattle. So no problem, brother. And there's not a lot of people that I think they're going to be doing this either. So got to be able to hop on the Kraken early. Did the playoff games. My first game that was kind of like more mainstream was Game 7 against Colorado, and then I was like, all right, I'm on from now on. This will be good. So yeah, well, you already know with the comments, if you write something normal, like route running and going over there, you know what I mean? Then you'll get a response. But if you say some weird fucking comment, like people are probably not going to like that or heart it, or it'll get deleted. So yeah, I'm just being realistic. You know what I mean? I think that we have one of the best chances, out of any team going into Vegas, but we can't act like, they're not the champs, and they're going to be good again. Like, you got to think what they did is what we're looking to do. They are the prime example of what we want to be for the Seattle Kraken. We want to follow in their footsteps, as far as being like a newer franchise within the last 10 or 12 years, and look at all the success that they've had, right? So first year, expansion year, last year, obviously a playoff year, and then we want to make sure we're doubling it up and we go playoffs this year as well. So, but also too, you got to think it's the first game and a lot of emotion. So emotions are going to be very, very high, but I still have confidence that we could pull it out. But if we end up getting smashed, I wouldn't be surprised either. But I'm hoping, if we do lose, that it'll be like a 5-3 or a 5-4 where it's like really, really close. But I'm hoping that we can end up, getting I don't know how many goals are going to be scored tonight. I don't know if it's going to end up being like a 3-1 type of game, or if we're going to get something like 6-5. But definitely hoping for like a 6-5, something like that, where we can end up. I mean, of course, if we stop them, the crowd will get quiet, and then that will be amazing. But if we end up having a close, matchup back and forth, it would be pretty cool. But of course, I don't want Grew to give up like fucking 4 or 5 goals in the first game. But you know what I mean. 2-1 Kraken. You think it'll be that low scoring? All the other matchups have been pretty high today. 5-3, 4-2. You think we're going to go 2-1? I think the goal scorers are too good for it to be 2-1. I think at minimum it would be 3-2. We got to get at least 5 goals in the game. 3 periods, all that hype, that crowd. I mean, look at the guy's comb over next to me. I mean, he's ready for some hockey. And I love the colors too. Lime green, orange background, forest green, a little bit of yellow and orange and the blue. And I think those are like I want to say 1970 O-Pee-Chee. And the O-Pee-Chee brand was dope because I remember with 79 with the Wayne Gretzky rookie and whatnot. And the O-Pee-Chee cards, like I never collected a lot of hockey. I did mostly basketball, baseball, football. Obviously, Gretzky, Lemieux, there was Brett Hull. There was a few in the 80s and 90s that I tried to either collect or look at. But golly, I really love these cards. Like I think I like these ones just as much as the football and the baseball look that we do. And like I said, I had like 3 options that I narrowed it down to out of like 40, and then I was like, oh, this is it. Like sometimes you just have that feeling. You're like, oh, the comb over, that is it. I was like, this is exactly what, and I love it with the names and the logos. So sweet. Jack Hughes, Captain Jack. He's awesome. No lie there. No lies detected there. I mean, Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin held it down for quite some time, but obviously they're getting a little bit older now. Crosby like 36. Connor Bedard is 18. Can't believe he's like doubled the age. But again, we've been watching Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby since '05, and it's almost crazy to think that they've actually been playing hockey since '05. Like time has flown by. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go, Kraken. No, game hasn't started yet. It got delayed because we were wrapping up Connor Bedard's debut with the upset victory on the Penguins 4-2 for the Blackhawks. And we are going to have first puck drop, I believe, in 13 minutes. So this is going to be late. If you're a hockey fan, golly, if you're in the Midwest, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Oregon. So, here it's only 8 o'clock, right? But in the Midwest where Sarah is, it's 10. And then if you're on the fucking East Coast like Odin, it's 11. Shit, you're going to be staying up all night long watching the game with your boy. Let's go. Crazy. And then obviously Megan is in Australia joining us, and she says it's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So obviously it's a perfect time for you. You already had your breakfast, you had your coffee, you're ready to go. Let's go. And I'll throw up photos for both teams. I'm not going to be biased. We'll make sure we throw them up. We got the Kraken logo. We got the Vegas Golden Knights. We got files for both teams. We'll scroll through here and look at our coach hack, baby. Let's go, Gru. Oh, baby, let's go. Yes, sir. Yanni, Yanni, Yanni. And a little time, baby. This is cool. This is also cool that Seattle is playing the team that won the championship last year. So it can give you those championship vibes, and then you can actually see the Stanley Cup presentation. Because one day we want this to be us as Mariner fans and Kraken fans. Since we don't, they don't have the Sonics anymore. We want to be able to be that team in the next 10 years, right? Somewhere in the next 10 years, to be able to, go to the Stanley Cup final, but hopefully, raise that Stanley Cup, and be champions at some point. And I actually think Seattle, if they keep building the right way, we will have a shot to be able to make a Stanley Cup in the next 10 years. If we're really, really lucky, within the next 5 years. And if everything goes our way, right, maybe within the next couple years. Hell, it could be this year. You never know. Cool intro here for Vegas. The goldenrod. You know what? The goldenrod, I know for some people, they think it's ugly and whatnot because they got the white and the black and the goldenrod. And I'm not really a big yellow or goldenrod guy, but I kind of like it for them because it kind of fits the Vegas theme, with everything that they got. Mark Stone. I don't mind it, actually. It's better to have it that kind of goldenrod than bright yellow. So I actually kind of like it's almost like a mustard, kind of like a faded yellow goldenrod. I kind of like it. Now I like their other jerseys a little bit more, but wow, let's go! Awesome that Seattle is actually playing. Like I said, we could have had a matchup, and they could have played someone else. They could have ended up playing anybody else, but to be on the stage where everyone's watching, and we played pretty damn good last year in year number 2. We're only in year number 3. But again, if we were going to follow in the footsteps of any hockey team, this is it. The Vegas Golden Knights. We want to be able to follow the footsteps and be just like them. Big facts. I want to see the banner drop here too. Oh, the Kraken colors are better. Are you kidding me? The Kraken colors are some of the best in hockey overall. I don't, even if you're not a fan of the Seattle Kraken, the colors with the white, and the blue, they're fire. The look is so nice. Look at this. Look at this. And they got a big old slot machine. This is cool. I don't care if you hate Vegas or not. This is cool. Look at this. How neat. They always, do it up for introductions. They always go all out for NHL. And I like that. It's almost like a UFC, like a guy walking into the ring, and they have that whole spectacle where he's on a crown or on a pedestal. They got the theme music, props, and whatnot. NHL always does it big, and they definitely got the best trophy out of all the trophies. No disrespect to the Larry O'Brien with the NBA or the Lombardi, but the best trophy in sports you're looking at it. Hell yeah. And hopefully one day the Kraken in the next, hopefully 3 to 5 years, this could be us. It's always good to admire and not be a hater. You know what I mean? Because especially if they're kind of one of those newer teams that was an expansion team not too long ago, and you've seen how many times they've made the playoffs, how successful they were, and then to finally climb the mountain. It's not like we can expect that it's going to happen in Seattle right away. We're going to have to go through some growing pains, but just try to get a little bit further every single year. Get out of the first round, then get to the second round, try to get to the Stanley Cup. And then if we get there and lose, then the next time we win. Like, you got to crawl before you walk. But Kraken hockey is going to be a lot of fun this year. Excalibur, baby. I'm getting goosebumps too. Rangers and Astros. So reflect. Are we going for the Rangers or the Astros moving forward? We're going for the Rangers. I believe we're going to be going for the Rangers. I don't think we're going to be going for Houston. Right. So Rangers versus Atlanta, Philadelphia, or Arizona, more than likely. The Arizona, you would think the Diamondbacks would have no shot, but that's what they said against the Dodgers. I kept trying to tell Preston, but again, the sports gods, if I say it, sometimes it happens. But I don't know if the Diamondbacks could, compete with the Phillies and the Braves. But I guess if you can compete with the Dodgers and you might be able to win 3 in a row tomorrow, anything's possible, I guess, right? They're just doing the presentation of the championship banner right now. So they were supposed to start this at 7:30, but the Blackhawks game ran long. Final score 4-2. Blackhawks in Pittsburgh. Your boy Pat McAfee and the boys are going to be a little upset tomorrow, and we're going to have the puck drop here in about 7 minutes. It's late when your boy's drinking a fucking Monster and it's 8 o'clock at night. Here, 10 o'clock, maybe where some of y'all are at, or even 11. So I got to make sure I got that good energy. I don't want to be trying to fall asleep and whatnot. Rangers? I don't know, though. I mean, I think America will be going more for the Rangers, but the Astros, even as a Mariner fan, I can't deny the fact that they're damn good. I would assume the Astros will beat them, but a majority of America will be rooting for the Rangers to get it done. But American League West it's going to be very, very tough. That one could go all the way to the end. And then Phillies and Braves, who knows? The Braves probably should have lost that game too, and they got that lucky double play on Bryce. So we'll see what happens there. And then Diamondbacks are definitely beating the Dodgers. So, but I just don't know if their luck will run out. But Phillies, Rangers, and Phillies, Astros would be cool. Braves, Rangers, Braves, Astros would be cool. But I mean, hell, I wouldn't mind seeing the Diamondbacks in the World Series, but a lot would have to go down for them to do it. Like Corbin Carroll would have to play like, I don't know, like Babe Ruth, like just like hold it down, Ketel Marte and the pitching staff. I think that they're gonna probably get past the Dodgers, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to get past Philadelphia or Atlanta. Probably not. But you'll probably win a game or two at least. You're not gonna get swept. They've been playing some good ball. LG in the building. What's good, brother? And we'll be getting a lot of the hockey fans from last year when we did Kraken and the Colorado Avalanche Game 7. And then from that point on, so we'll get some Dallas Stars fans in the building. We'll get some Vegas Golden Knight fans. We'll get some Kraken fans. It'll be nice. We're gonna start at the very beginning and have a stream that doesn't look like anybody else's. Good group, knowledgeable, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, man. I'm really excited for this season. And then obviously, when does the NBA start? Someone look up what is the debut date for the NBA? That's coming up here pretty quick as well. So let's go, baby. Oh, how cool is that? That banner is sick. Score at the end of the first period, 0-0. I think we'll get goals going into. See, Odin said the same thing. I think it'll be 0-0, a lot of emotions, and then in the second period, that's when the scoring will happen. And if I had to bet, I would assume that Vegas will score first, and then Seattle will have to fight back. Woo! Look at those unis. I got to get me a Gru. Those whites are so fucking icy, dude. Those are the best jerseys. Like I do like Megan's hack jersey, but nothing looks cleaner than that white with that sea foam blue S in the front with the Kraken. That is one of the fire jerseys in the NHL overall. Like if you look at everyone's white jersey option, that one is a top 5 in the NHL. Hell, it might be top 3. And for me and Megan, it's number 1. Let's go. Oh, baby. October 24th. Okay. Yeah, but I'll have to end up getting, like a hoodie, like my Mariner one where it's kind of like a silky style hoodie, and then maybe some kind of, little beanie or t-shirt. And then down the road, then I have to decide on what I want to do for the jerseys. If I want to get the original jerseys that were made from the other manufacturer in their rookie year, or if I want to end up doing like the Fanatic brand and whatnot. But I'm not thinking about jerseys. I can go with some of the cheaper stuff first. So, but damn, those white jerseys are sick. Can't wait to get my first. And it definitely will be a white one like that, just like that. Kraken is sharp, man. They did really did their due diligence with the colors. They didn't do like green. They obviously you got to stick with kind of like the Seahawk and the Mariner vibe with the kind of the blue and just that shade of blue. Man, so nice. We got to wait till December 18th. Well, I'll do the game, brother. LG, we'll do the game here. You know it. Like the Vegas jerseys, the whites are better than the goldenrods. Seattle's jerseys look nicer, but hell, when you're champion, it don't matter what colors you're wearing as long as you're the champ. Aiden Hill, he's sick. All right, Aiden. We got Gru though, so I like our chances. Well, there's probably like 10 that are going to get fired this year, Matt. A lot of bad teams. And go figure, the year that I want to be bad, then I end up being the best in the division. Yeah, they're really dragging this out, huh? Sing it, Carnell. And since I'm watching it, obviously, through the ESPN app, through ESPN.com, I assume you guys can't hear the audio. I mean, obviously, if I'm watching it on the TV, you can hear the audio through the microphones and whatnot. But on some broadcasts, you'll be able to have it come through. And then in other broadcasts, it'll just be me. So I assume you can't hear them singing and whatnot. But obviously, I got my speakers and everything's on full blast in here. But I can always end up having, some of the music in the background, like during the commercial breaks to kind of, have something in the background from time to time too. So go, baby. We're ready. Vegas Golden Knights. Kraken. Let's go. And hopefully when I end up making the thumbs, hopefully the images will be a little bit easier for me to be able to do. So I mean, normally it takes me about an hour to do, but I don't want to have it to, take like fucking 2 hours, but I'll just have to keep going. I was just getting really stubborn with like Captain Jack Eichel and some of the guys. I was like, I need this. And then I finally got a good image and then it fucking was transparent through his chest. I was like, God damn it. Let's go. Hasn't started yet, Kendra. It was supposed to start at 7:30 and we had to play because of the Connor Bedard debut with the Blackhawks beating the Penguins. So the puck drop is about to happen just right now. Late start. It's 8:15 here on the West Coast in Oregon, 10:15 if you're in the Midwest. 11:15 if you're in New York, like Odin's son, and then or in the afternoon around 1 or 2 if you're in Australia, like Megan. Bill Foley. He say, "Help me out." Bill Foley's like, "I'm a rich son of a gun." You're in the Bahamas. Ooh, 11:15. Nice. Let's go. And we got fans, Kraken fans in the building. I'm a Kraken fan. Obviously, Megan's a Kraken fan in Australia. We got a lot of, different Vegas Golden Knight fans, Dallas Stars fans. We got some New Jersey Devil fans. We got fans from everywhere here. Let's go, crew. 17, 14, and 4. 2.85 GAA. Let's go. Let's go. Let's be alive tonight. Let's go. And we got to make sure we win the power plays. We got to be very aggressive. We got to have the most hits. And you can't give up 2 goals in the first period early, because once Drew gives up early, then, things kind of go downhill. Quick face off already. Let's go. We want to be the aggressive team today. We don't want to be that team that's just kind of playing through the motions. Let's go, baby. All right, come on now. Let's go. Total score, I don't know. I assume it's going to be 0-0 after the first period. And then I hope it's at least a 3-2 matchup. I'm hoping at least. I don't think it's going to be like some of the other scores that we had earlier. I don't think it's going to be 5-3 with Tampa Bay over Nashville or a 4-2. Maybe a 3-2. But you never know. It just depends. The goalies are both good with Aiden Hill and Philip Grubauer, so I would assume it's not going to be like a 6-5 matchup. But you never know. Vegas has always got a great vibe there. Hell, if I was rich, I'd be there. Come on, Seattle, be aggressive out there. And I want to see how we do with our lines. With the first line, second line, third line, I want to be able to see the rotations since we got some new pieces this year, just like every team. You bet over 3.5. So if you bet over 3.5, then you have to make sure it's at least 3-1 or 3-2, or yeah, I would say that's a decent bet. It could end up being a 1-0 game or a 2-1 game, but I don't think we're going to get any goals early. Oh, Vince Dunn with the wrister. Let's go. Stay aggressive, Seattle. And when we're the aggressor, we're going to win. I feel like 70% of the time, but even when we're on the road. Elliot in the building. What's good, brother? Go Kraken. And I've been waiting, like 20 years to be able to have like a team that I could claim as my own and not be a bandwagon, because easily I could have been like, oh, Ovechkin, I'm a Cap fan, or Sidney Crosby. Honestly, if I was a bandwagon, I probably would have done like Pittsburgh, just because of Mario Lemieux. I really liked him a lot, and obviously Sidney Crosby, but I didn't want to be that guy, and just be that bandwagon guy. So it makes sense to wait, and then waiting paid off, and then we finally got a team here in the Pacific Northwest. So Ducks, Blazers, Mariners, Kraken, and then the only one that's not in the Pacific Northwest, Tampa Bay. Big game this week with the Creamsicles. Buccaneers, Lions, best matchup of the weekend. You know what? And I know that you and Sarah Odin and Megan, you guys love this, and sometimes you just have to have the connection. But also, I used to watch when I was a kid, and I used to play the NHL 94, NHL 95, pretty much all the games from EA Sports, when I was a kid, Blades of Steel. I played everything. But a lot of my fun memories were on the Sega Genesis, and that's how I, would remember a lot of the names of the players, throughout the years. The Brett Hulls, the Mario Lemieux, the Wayne Gretzky's, the Patrick Roys, the Chris Chelios, Yzerman, all of them. Yarmir Yager. I still got some. I got some starting lineups too. I think I got an old school Mario Lemieux starting lineup in the package still from like '94, and that was around the time where I was going to claim a team, but I was like, nah, I'll just do my basketball, baseball, and football. I don't want to be a bandwagon poser. I'll wait. And of course, it would have been nice to have a team before 3 years ago, but here we are. Oh, Baker's doing great. Offensive line and defense are doing even better. Come on, Kraken, stay aggressive. Dunn is very active out there. I like it. Uh-oh, power play. Ooh, oh, nice. Now, if we can take advantage of this power play and get at least a couple good shots on goal, not even make one right away, but just to get a feel of how Aiden Hill is going to end up, guarding the crease. I don't know about that penalty, I guess. Hack, handsome devil, looking good with that blue tie, baby. They got the little gray sports coat on, looking like a teacher out there. Seattle power play, let's go. And you got to do it quick. It's only 2 minutes, and it's that running clock. So it's like you got to make sure you get at least 1 or 2 shots on goal just to get a feel of how Aiden Hill is going to be in that crease. Patience, patience. Let's go. Yeah, he did. And the worst part about power plays is like you only have this limited time, but 90% of the time when you do have a power play and it's like early, the defense just steals the puck and then they, it's either icing or they just play keep away. That's the most annoying thing too. When it's like 5-on-4 and you're like, I need to score, and then all they do is play keep away or just like, go all the way down and do icing. Just like that. But we still got 50 seconds. We can get one good shot on goal, I hope. I don't expect us to make anything in this first period, but it'd be awesome to be able to set the tone if we can get the first goal in 2023. Yamamoto, like seeing him out there. He's a new piece for us. Come on, Yamamoto. Yamamoto gritty. Gritty and grimy. Good pass. Be patient, Yamamoto. There we go. Just wide. Reflect is busting out the stats, baby. Let them know. Let everyone know. Any type of updates that you guys want to give on the other 2 matchups or anything baseball-wise, you can type anything you guys want in the chat. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, any news? All right, now it's all even now. Come on. We didn't even get a good shot off. Come on, Kraken. Yeah, we got to take advantage when Captain Jack is off the ice. He is money. He's got great leadership, and he's just a great player. Come on, Kraken. Yeah, get physical. There we go. We can't back down. Let's go. And you know what? Like, I actually enjoy watching hockey more than the NBA. Now, obviously, with the Blazers this year with Scoot Henderson and DeAndre Ayton and, Sharp and, Anthony Simons, I feel like I'm going to enjoy it more this year with Dame gone because we're young and we're going to be fast and fresh. And then Dame playing with Giannis will be fun. I feel like the NBA will be better than it's been in a couple of years. But something about hockey, though, just the fast-paced nature of it, it's just, I don't know, I get a little bit more enjoyment out of that. Now, it may not be as high as like maybe NFL, college football, or wrestling for me. But I have it right there with baseball. NASCAR I like as well, but it's like right there with MLB and NASCAR, and then probably NBA and college hoops is at the bottom. But oh, just wide. And then we got to make sure we're limiting Carlson, and a lot of their main pieces. They got so many good players on Vegas. I mean, obviously, doing the Stanley Cup run. Oh, I got very familiar with a lot of their studs, and they have a lot of pieces that can score goals. It's not like they have like one or two like some teams. They're literally like 7 or 8 deep. Like hell, some of even their defensemen can score goals. Oh, damn! There it is. 1-0 Vegas. Chandler. Just when I was talking about how they have so many pieces to score, the sports gods are like, it's time. And there it is. 1-0 Vegas. Fuck. They're 7 or 8 deep. Pretty. That was pretty. That's all you can say. That was just a pretty pass, grew out of position. Nothing you can do there. That was just execution of excellence right there. That was pretty. I can't talk shit about that at all. $5.95 to go. Well, plus, we're on the road, so it's going to be tougher to win anyways. But Vegas, just like every team, is very, very good on home ice. Come on, Seattle. Chandler Stevenson, I see you, boy. Seattle's got 5 shots on goal, 2 hits. They have one, and they one shot on goal, and they they already got a goal. We're being aggressive out there, but everything's just going wrong. 1 shot, 1 goal, 2 hits. We're knotted up there. 2 penalty minutes for them, no problem. $5 holla, baby. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. This is a place where hockey fans can come together. Bang, bang, baby. Let me know what you want when we go to commercial break, and I got you. Come on, Kraken. If we're going to take shots, they have to be good shots. We just can't be, just shooting to shoot. We have to shoot with purpose. Penalty on Vegas? Yes, here we go. Here we go. Another power play. First one, no dice. This time, maybe we can get something here. What was it? I was going to say slashing. What is it? I'll put up a Chandler Stevenson photo, and I'll get some photos for y'all too. Let me know what you guys want for photos for the people that donated, and I got you. Damn, I was really hoping it would be 0-0 and we would be able to do something in that second period, but Vegas is damn good. All right, Chandler Stevenson, assisted by Brett Howden. And Mark Stone, 7:16 in the first period, 1-0 Vegas. That's tough. MSU in the building. What's good? Ooh, great name drop. Okay. Cicerelli. They don't have a whole lot because it's like old school. But I'll see if I let's see where is this at right here. Look at this old school classic, bro. It's faded and it's old, so it's gonna be a little blurry. Here you go, brother, and I'll try to see if I can find some more. Oh, baby. Hello, old school, bro. Ontario Hockey League. It's blurry as shit because there's not a whole lot of options, but I did find some old hockey cards of him that I can display once we go to commercial. Hella good name drop, bro. Seattle power play. Let's go. Come on now. Be aggressive. Yorkstrand. Oh, we got Tolman in there too. Nice. Done. Come on, Vince. Yamamoto's got to get it going or Bjorkstrand. There's Yamamoto. I feel like Yamamoto will set it up, and then someone's got to be able to knock it in through like Bjorkstrand or maybe Vince Dunn. We just can't have Drew give up 2 goals in the first period. Our jerseys are too sick. Get down 2-0. Oh, Aiden Hill all over the crease too. Evens full strength. Get back, Seattle. Come on now. Golly. Come on, Drew. Drew is like, I got it, man. What you trying to do? All right, I can get some more photos here. Let me see if I can find some more. See what I can find for. I got to find some of those Opeachies, like my favorite, the old school 1981 Opeachy, or like those old school. Let me see what I can find. Oh, I found a Gem Mint 10. Like, I can't even convert it. Let me see if I can convert it. Wow, these are really dope, but I don't think I can get these to convert though. I got. Hopefully, I can get at least one to convert. I'm 0 for 3 so far. Maybe non-graded. Oh, here we go. Check this one out. The non-graded version was able to come up. Oh, baby. Dino Cicerelli. Let's go. The hockey cards, just like any sport card from back in the day, they're so much cooler with that vintage look compared to the modern day stuff. The modern day stuff is so flashy. Yeah, it's cool with the autographs and the pieces of the jersey, but that old school look from the like 60s, 70s, 80s, I mean, nothing can compare to that. Let's go. Very cool, bro. I wish I could have thrown up some of the ones that were graded. They weren't going to convert in the files, but they were gem mint 10s of Dino, like early. Pretty sweet. Pete Stemkowski with that fucking comb over. Man, let's go. Comb over boy. Oh yeah. Yeah, especially if you got a name like Dino. Oh, we could have been down 2-0 right there. Good save. And that was a little wide too. Come on, Drew, stay focused. Because I mean, if you just lay off for just a second, Vegas can score 2 goals on you, by just relaxing for just a second, and then we'll be down 3-0. And then we get down 3-0, it's over. We got to stay focused. We got to be sharp. We got to stay aggressive. Yeah, maybe 1-0 Golden Knights. We've already had a couple power plays, 7 shots on goal, but we haven't really had any good ones yet. Maybe one shot out of 7 was pretty good. They had 1 shot on goal and they scored off of it. So, tough. Now they're at 5, and the other ones were kind of just in garbage time, kind of just going through the motions. Got to take advantage of the power plays though. I mean, you don't know how many we're going to end up getting. Uh-oh. Saved by Grew. Red Wings from 91 to 96, and then the Stars in the 80s. Heck. I'm going to have to make my way up to Seattle to see a Kraken game this season. I'm going to have to try to convince my buddy Justin to go up there with me. I imagine Preston would go. I think Preston is a Red Wing fan. So I imagine Preston would probably go if they played the Red Wings or whatnot, but Justin would be Seattle with me, so I think it would be funner with him. But I'd have a good time with anybody, honestly. 7 minutes left in the first period on opening night. 1-0 Golden Knights. And then I'm so happy I didn't have to watch this on my cell phone on like Dofu. That would have sucked, but come on, Kraken. Nice little wrister there by Bjorkstrand. Oliva. Come on, Bjorkstrand. You can get it going for us. Another wrister. Oh, we just got to keep putting the pressure on Hayden Hill. Another high wrister. Oh. Keep it on this side of the ice. Come on, Kraken. And then whenever I think about Dino, I think like Luke Robitaille, and going like through some of the old school names. Hanging with a tour. Oh yeah, it's game on, baby. Thank you so much. $2 holla, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Let me know what you want for photos during the commercial break, and I got you. Thank you so much. 1-0 Golden Knights. Let's go. And then we'll end up doing the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers tomorrow night around 6:30. I assume though, if we're going to score, we're not going to score until the second period. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope we can end up tying it 1-1. I don't want to get down 2-0. How are we going to end up hitting it into our own net? Now we're already down 2-0? Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Grew. Golly, sports gods. When I say I don't want to get down 2-0, you don't have to score as soon as I'm done with my sentence. Golly. I told you, Megan, that this was going to be a tough matchup. I knew this was not going to be easy. Golly, especially if we're shooting ourselves in our own foot like that. Come on. We need a line change. Oh, I got faith, but I'm realistic too. 2-0, that's tough. Marchessault, I mean, they got so many good players on their roster. Like I said, they're like 8 deep. Even their defensemen, can end up scoring goals. And then they have some of the most physical defensemen in the entire NHL. Like all their guys are like goddamn 6'5". Wow. I know it was, but they gave credit to the closest. Tough. Come on, Seattle. Not the most ideal start. Hopefully, we can get a goal here in the first part of the second period. I know we're not going to get shut out. That's for damn sure. Yeah, me too, Odin. Energy is definitely going to be high in the building. All right, come on now. 4 minutes left in the first period. Hopefully, we get a couple good shots on goal before the period ends. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if we end up getting a goal or two in the second period. Like if we end up tying it up 2-2, I wouldn't be shocked. He's got to settle in. I think emotions are real high right now. Definitely don't want to go down 3-0 in the first period. I don't think we will. Devils and Chiefs, do they play at the same time? Yeah. Well, you already know Chiefs are going to end up winning that game. I assume Russ will do actually pretty good. A lot of the losses really are not all on him. His stat line actually is pretty good this year. It's much improved, but O line stinks. Running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends can't stay healthy, and the defense is one of the worst in the NFL. That's a big reason why they're losing a lot of those games, Denver. And even though you guys haven't been winning pretty, you're still a top five team. You know, Niners, Eagles, Chiefs, Dolphins, Lions. Those are your top five, I think, right now. And then obviously, with the Bills, they're creeping. I just want to see what the Bills look like without Tre'Davious White and Milano and a lot of their starters. Like, how are they going to look? Like, if you play against a shitty opponent like this weekend, like the Giants, even with all those injuries, the Bills should get the dub. But what happens when you end up playing a good team? Are you going to end up getting the dub there, or are you going to fold? So we'll find out. Oh, can't have Carlson hit on a goal here. Good save by Grew. Nice job, Philip. Nice job, brother. Good save. Come on, baby. We need you tonight. All right, no problem. I'll see you tomorrow for the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks around 6:30. Now, if someone wants to take over for her responsibilities, if you want to do that, Matt, or someone in the room to handle that, I'd appreciate it. Okay, sounds good, brother. 2-0 Vegas. Less than 2 minutes left in the first period. Come on, Kraken. Ooh. Want to make sure we're staying aggressive in the last 2 minutes, too, because a lot of goals get scored right there at the very end when they're kind of just getting a little relaxed, getting ready for that next period and that intermission. Sometimes you can get a cheap goal when people are just kind of being a little lazy. Ah, offsides. $12. Let's get to a hundo. 88 to go. And then once we get an intermission, let me know what you guys want to do for photos, and I'll get photos up. We can do like throwback photos of stuff from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, or current players, whatever you guys want. Let me know. Exciting first period. Just wish we were up 2-0, but I know we will respond in the second period. Hopefully with 2 goals, but I know a minimum of one. We just got to hope that we don't give up at least a goal or two in the second period. But hopefully we can get it to like 2-1, 2-2. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds to go. And they're just going to hold it. End of the first period, 2-0 Vegas. Great start for them. All right, where do we want to go photo-wise? You guys let me know. Based off the people that donated, I'll take care of you guys first, and then if there's any other recommendations on what you guys want to see for like vintage or whatnot, I got you. I'm gonna see if I can see any other Dinos there for reflect. Dino Cicerelli. Yeah, we'll be fine. Aiden Hill, I see you. Take a quick look at the box score. So Chandler Stevenson and Jonathan Marchessault. And then let me go here. I'm gonna go check up on Paisley here as well. All right, so we got 11 shots on goal for Seattle, 10 for Vegas. Obviously, big hits. Seattle 5, Vegas 9, and then they even have 4 penalty minutes over our none. But we just got to be able to find a way. And we won what 52.9 of the faceoffs to 47.1 for Vegas. Got to get some good shots on goal and a little bit of bad luck on that second goal. We'll be all right. All right, I'm gonna go check up on Paisley here real quick. Any suggestions that you guys want for photos? Let me know, and then I got you. All right, give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go check up on my pup. All right, I'm back. Reflect with an hater. Appreciate you. Some duck cheerleaders from Matt. He needs it, huh? All right, baby. I appreciate you very, very much. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $8 holla. Let's get some duck cheerleaders for him. All right, hold up. Hello. Go Ducks. Big matchup this weekend. Ducks, Huskies, college game day. I'll be up at like 5 a.m. Let's go, baby. Big game this weekend. I wish I could go. Yeah. Well, we can do some Husky ones on here too. I imagine I can find Washington Huskies got some pretty cheerleaders too. Well, this isn't cheerleaders, but it's the volleyball team. Is it just me, or do all the volleyball team look like they're like 6'8"? Captain Jack. That is a good question. You know what? I don't know. I don't think they do. I mean, like you said, they even with like the baseball, it took a while for them to even get a baseball team for Oregon. Oregon State was running the show for quite some time, but we're gonna get going here in the second period in a second. Anything that you guys want to see photo wise, just holler. Just holla. And then I'll have to go take Paisley for another walk once we get done with the matchup. It's been raining pretty much all day today, but I was able to catch a break in the morning for about an hour when we went around like 7, 8 a.m. And then went a little bit for another like 15 or in the early afternoon. But as long as we're not getting poured on, I want to be able to get out there. Yeah, I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think we have the well, we have the money to do it, but I'm not sure if that'll be something that we ever get. I mean, maybe one day. What do you want, Odin? Want some New Jersey Devil photos? I got you. Some Jack Hughes. All right, second period starts in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna squeeze in a couple more for Odin. Michael Penix Jr. going to win the Heisman. I can't wait for the matchup, man. Yeah, I bet. Well, I wish we weren't down 2-0, but I wish I would say I'm surprised, but I'm really not. But hopefully we can respond here with a better second period. was just really hoping it was going to be 0-0 and then we were going to be able to find a way. But hope you enjoyed those photos. I know Matt enjoyed those cheerleader ones. Notre Dame, yeah. What was the tough loss? Was it Louisville? Was it that? Was that the matchup that you went and that was surprising one? You can still play spoiler though. You got USC later still, right? So you can still play spoiler. USC this weekend. Ooh, baby. Last time I checked it, he actually is the front runner now, especially if they end up beating Oregon and if they beat USC. You know, they have a very, very good team. And it's like, UW, Oregon, USC, 7, 8, 9. Like, if you guys can just run the table, Michael Penix is going to throw up 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns every game. But I think that he is smart though, because he even said himself he'd rather win the national title than win the Heisman. You know what I mean? He's a team guy, and I really respect that, and that's why I like covering UW matchups, because I really do appreciate what he brings to the table. I mean, it's the best quarterback that UW possibly has ever produced. I mean, it's like Tuiasosopo was pretty good, but not like this. Like Michael Penix Jr. can go down as like one of the best they've ever had. Big facts. Hell, I'll take him in Tampa. Yeah, he's one of the front runners, towards the top because they know of that lefty smoothness, and obviously, what's the status on McMillan? Yeah, Warren Moon. Yeah, that'll be good. But I mean, if you look at Michael Penix, I think he could have just as good of a career, as a Warren Moon. Maybe he'll be better. And that's saying something. If I didn't really believe in him, like I think the only thing that's going to hold him back is injuries. And as long as he doesn't get injured, he'll be like Tua. I think maybe even better. Oh, there's another goal. Damn it. I knew it. 3-0. Again, when you're on the road and it's a banner drop, you can't assume that you're going to go in there and win, regardless on how hardcore of a fan that you are, or, it's very difficult. I mean, like I said, I think his arm is even better than Tua's, and Tua's is pretty good, but I think Michael Penix Jr. has a little bit more touch, and he's a little bit more smooth with his release. But he just needs to be able to make all the NFL throws, and that just comes with experience. So tough. 3-0. Well, this one is already over. Come on, crew. 3-0 already? But I don't regret doing this matchup. Like I said, I had to be able to get my hockey set up at some point, and getting the cards and everything set up. I mean, I'm happy on how it looks and how it turned out. If it just depends on their quarterback. I mean, they probably would have a decent one, but I would assume they would be like 8-4, 9-3. But they wouldn't be better than Oregon or Washington this year. The 3-team race. We'll see what happens. Oregon and Washington's defense is better than USC's, but if Caleb starts rolling, who knows what will happen. I'm excited to see what happens. So, as we go to the end of the year. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we got to wake up here. 3-0 is embarrassing. But I guess at least it's not 3-0 at home. We're on the road. It's like, sometimes you just know, it don't even have to be ESB. It's just tough environment, banner drop. They just won the championship last year. Now at this point, we just have to play for pride, and hopefully we can put up at least a couple goals. Damn, 3-0 already. That's tough. Come on, Kraken. It's like, who's going to be the first guy to stop the bleeding? Is it going to be like Bjorkstrand, Yamamoto? Someone's got to get something going here. We got to stop this bleeding. Oh, oh, they had a good shot right there. That was close. Plus, Aiden Hill is really, really good, so he's not going to give up a whole lot. Yeah. I'm rooting for you guys. Like I said, regardless of what happens in the Pac-12, I just want success. Not only for my Ducks, but I want Michael Penix Jr. to do his great, do as many good things as he can. And he's been the most entertaining Washington quarterback that I can remember. Besides if you're going way way back, like with the Warren Moon status and whatnot. But I mean, they've had others, over the years, but not like Michael Penix Jr. though. Like for me, it's like must see TV. We had 8 teams in the top 25. Now I think we only have like 5. So I think Washington State is still up there, and Colorado dropped off, and or is it? I think Washington State, Oregon State. I think they're still up there, but we had 8 at one point. Yeah. Do you play USC at home or on the road, or would you have to wait to play them in the Pac-12 championship? Are they not on the schedule this year? 3-0 Golden Knights, tough. Yeah. And like I said, I think everyone noticed that he had the skill set. It's just like no one questions the arm or the leadership. It's always just health. Good save. We play them at USC. We got USC at home at Austin in November also, but we got to go up to see if we can beat you guys. I'm actually a little bit more excited about playing you guys than USC. I just as far as like what's on the line. And both of our defenses are a little bit better. And it's a true rivalry. Like Oregon USC is not really a rivalry. Washington USC isn't in a rivalry. They're a good team, but it's like USC, UCLA, Notre Dame. Those are like those rivals. But I always appreciate that Oregon Washington matchup, or Oregon Washington State with like the Cougs or the Beavers. It's all about Oregon State, Washington State. You know what it is. Civil War, Apple Cup. Oh yeah, I mean, I thought Oregon's defense was going to be bottom 4 in the Pac-12, and they're in the top 4. I never would have thought that would have happened. And we got like 9 blue chippers coming in on defense. So, even though I was always like, oh, Mario Cristobal, I think might be better. Did you see that meltdown with Mario Cristobal when they were up and all they had to do was kneel it, and then they fumbled, the other team scored, and they lost. And it's like they've done it more than once. So I don't know if I can say Mario Cristobal is better than Dan Lanning. I liked him before that happened, better, but not now. Because that is a huge mental error. He should have got fired after that. Oh yeah, USC's defense is suspect. You still have Caleb. Anything is possible. You can still throw up like 50. Yeah, when I saw that Mario, I was like, no. I was like, but Miami sucks. So it's like, okay. But I was like, why are you even running a play? You're just asking something bad to happen. That was a good save. Should have had a goal right there. What a shame. What a shame. 3-0. Rangers 7, Orioles 1. Like Orioles just got outmatched, man. It sucks. That inexperience, even though they had a lot of wins, that'll kill you. Astros 9, Twins 1. It shows you those experienced teams get it done. But tomorrow, Braves, Phillies, right? And then Dodgers, Diamondbacks. It's gonna be very, very interesting. And I assume the Astros will, end it tomorrow too. So we'll see if we get a Phillies win, an Astros win, and then a Diamondback win tomorrow. But we'll find out. But we'll do Dodgers Diamondbacks at 6 o'clock tomorrow. That way I can see a little bit of Corbin Carroll. Um. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the strength and conditioning coach. I don't know. I know he's not on Oregon anymore. I don't believe. I'm not. Did he go with Cristobal to Miami? You've seen bigger comebacks, but I don't. The vibe doesn't feel very good though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're playing the champs, banner drop. Gave up 2 goals already. We haven't really had. I mean, that last shot was pretty close. But we just got to be able to get off the schneid here. We have to get at least one to be able to pray that we can get 2 in the third period. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've tried to defend Mario Cristobal, but when it's happened to you more than once, I can't defend you anymore. You're just an idiot. Like I liked you at Oregon, but clearly you're not very smart. To do something like that. And who's going to hire Mario Cristobal now? Like you already went from Oregon to Miami. You should have just stayed at Oregon. That was stupid. Even though you thought you were going to bring your alma mater back to back to being a decent team, but I mean, you're not going to get a job after this. And if you do, like it'll be like a Youngstown State or something. It's like it's going to be a very, very low school that's desperate. Clackamas Community College. Wow, Rister saved. Aaron did. Well, I imagine Aaron probably wishes he's back in Eugene. Come on, Bjorkstrand. Someone's got to start it. That's one thing about hockey too. When things are going good, it's so much fun. But when you're getting your ass kicked like this, then it's just like, oh god, it's just like just got to get that first, Uncle Mo. We don't want to lose 5-0 in the first game. Yeah, the last thing we need is Captain Jack to start firing off some fucking slap shots for some goals. I'm gonna look at the sports schedule here. So we're gonna do the Dodgers and Diamondbacks tomorrow, and we're gonna do the Chiefs game against the Broncos on Thursday, and then on Friday it'll be Game 5 if necessary, Twins and Astros. So we'll see. We'll see what we got going on. I wonder if there's any college football on Friday. I don't think there is. Maybe there is. Top 25, there's not, but Stanford, Colorado on Friday. Maybe we'll do that. Stanford, Colorado on Friday. We'll probably do that game. There we go. There we go. Finally, the Kraken scores. There we go. Nice job. Jared McCann, baby. Grabs the puck in midair. Yeah. Nice. Finally. Nice job, McCann. And then when we have McCann and Maddie in at the same time, that's usually the best lineup and the best line. Nice job, Jared. Penalty. Damn it. A little tripping. 3-1. Well, at least I feel a little bit better now. Nice job, Jared. We need you. Fuck, at this point, we need you to get a hat trick. Let's go. All right, Vegas with the power play. Let's see how good our defense is. What a save! Wow, point blank save right there. That could have been 4-1 with a blink of an eye. 5 seconds into the power play, big save. So we'll do Colorado Stanford on Friday. So we'll do Dodgers Diamondbacks tomorrow. Chiefs Broncos Thursday. Friday we'll do Colorado with Dion going against Stanford, and then on Saturday we'll do Huskies and Ducks. And then Sunday, obviously, reaction videos, and then we'll do Sunday Night Football. So we got a busy week. I'm excited. 3-1 Vegas. Let's go, baby. Come on. Just got to get out of this power play. 3-1 Golden Knights. I just wish it didn't take us this long, and I wish we didn't give up 3. I wish it was just 2 to be a little bit more manageable. But in hockey, I mean, you can fire off 2 goals within a couple minutes, so there is hope. Uh-oh, Eichel. Oh, good pass. Just wide right. Stone is there. Theodore. Eichel. Theodore. Yeah, can't have Jonathan get in the mix because he'll slap shot that in for an easy goal. Marchessault. Get in there. Good save. Come on, Yanni. There we go. Trying to look to see if there's any good college football on Saturday matchup wise. Oregon, Washington, the best matchup by far. USC, Notre Dame, that's a good one. Miami, North Carolina. UCLA, Oregon State, that'll be good too. That's at 5 o'clock on Fox. That'll be good. I'll be watching a lot of the Pac-12. That's for damn sure. All right, power play is over. We're full strength. We got 9 minutes to get one more. Yes, they are doing college game day for yeah, absolutely, bro. It's the best matchup all year. 2 top 8 teams, 7 and 8, everything on the line. You know, Heisman hopefuls, Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix. I mean, it's the first time they've been to UW in a minute too. Hell, I want to go. Like I said, if I was, I was blessed with Mo Gumbo getting me tickets to see Colorado, which was amazing. I got to take my buddy Dave. But again, if I could go to, the other 2 matchups, it would be going to Seattle. I've never seen a game in Seattle before. So as far as UW, and that would be the one I would want to see with Oregon there. And then obviously we get USC at Autzen in November. So I'm going to try to go to that one. But obviously we'll see, tickets and whatnot. But it would be cool to be able to see Caleb in person and Michael Penix Jr. in person. So we'll have a lot of fun doing the stream on here. I mean, even if we lose, I just hope it's a real close, fun game. I hope it ends up being like electric. 45, 42. I don't think it'll be that high scoring, but it could end up being pretty close though. 30-27, something like that. It would be cool if we end up getting the 40s, but I think our defenses are both too good. Like I said, it'll probably be in the high 20s, low 30s, I would assume. I'd be shocked if it was in the teens, like if it ends up being like 17-14, but But hopefully, as far as getting to see the quarterbacks do their thing, I hope that it's in the 30s. If we're really lucky, it'll be in the 40s. But I think our defenses are too good to let that happen. But 35, 32, 35, 30, something really close, 38, 35. Going into the commercial break. UCLA, Oregon State, I'm watching it. Miami, North Carolina, I'll watch that. USC, Notre Dame, watching that. And then Oregon, Washington at 12:30 prime time, baby. Washington favored by 3 on the line. And also on top of that, like I was mentioning before, Reflect, this is the first time that in 100-year plus history that we've both been undefeated and we're both in the top 10. It's never happened before. So this is a very, very like monumental game that I would assume that Washington will win. But what is the status on Jalen McMillan? Is he still hurt? Is he okay? I know Rowe's fine, but what about Jalen McMillan? I know that a couple games ago he got hurt. What is his status? Do you know? 3-1 Vegas as we're in the commercial break. Finally ended up getting a goal. Thank God, Jared McCann. Now we just need Maddie to get going. Yeah, I'm walking a lot too. Like I said, I usually don't feel like proud of myself that often, but to be able to stay disciplined and obviously having a pup and knowing that she needs to exercise and it's made me disciplined because if I didn't have the pup, would I have lost 60 pounds since COVID? Probably not. So it's made me much much healthier. Eating wise, drinking wise, alcohol wise, exercise wise. I feel this is the best that I've felt in probably like 15 years. No lie. Jalen will play. Nice. Aaron Rodgers, yeah. On Pat McAfee show. They're just, going back and forth. All right, Seattle power play. Let's go. Come on, Kraken. Come on, Maddie. We can get a goal with Maddie, or he can get an assist. He's usually in the mix. Eberly. Burakovsky with the turnover. Come on. 0 for 2 with 3 shots in the power play. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah, but it could be worse. You could be me and have Justin Jefferson. I just took my first L of the season. Now Jefferson's out maybe for the year. He's out for 4 games, but they're not going to rush him back, and it's like through his contract. So I mean, I might not see Jefferson until like late. And who knows what the hell my record is going to be. And then it doesn't help that Mike Evans and Amon Ra are hurt also. So my strategy of going for 4 really good wide receivers is starting to haunt me now. But I still feel I'm going to make the playoffs. But yeah, like I said, 3 of my wide receivers are hurt. But Jay Jetta is out for minimum of 4 games, but it'll probably be closer to 8 because I think they're not going to rush him back from the hammy, and then with the contract coming up and everything. So I'm not banking on him, but at least I got Hollywood Brown, as a filler, and then Mike Evans and Amon Ra. But still, that's not the same because Jay Jetta was the first pick for me. So I mean, if I knew that was going to happen, I would have picked McCaffrey. But there's no guarantee that McCaffrey will stay healthy all year either. But hopefully it's just 4 games. But we'll see. And it's always terrible when you have your first pick in the draft go out for the year. Let alone if it's like the second round guy or the third round guy. But typically, if you lose your first round guy, if you didn't draft well or give yourself insurance, you're fucked. But luckily, I went very very deep there, so I feel like I'm still fine. But again, I just have to get less points. Or I can just go Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, and Amon Ra, and then I got Hollywood Brown, so I'm still okay. But when you have 3 out of those 5 that can get me 20 to 35 points, Like Jay Jetta can get you 20 to 40. Now I got to get maybe 10 to 25. That's a big drop off, especially when I'm playing good teams like you or Chief or Jerry. It's like I'm gonna have to hope that other pieces step up for me. So yeah, well, Chief, like I told you, between Devontae Adams, Josh Allen, and Run CMC, he's got two number one players, number one quarterback, Josh Allen, number one running back. That's how he was able to, get so many points. It's like hell if you got two guys that can give you, 70 points, and then you got seven other guys, kind of hard to win. But I still feel pretty good. I got good insurance. I feel with most of my spots, but it sucks to take an L and then I got to play the number one team the following week. I mean, Jesus. I hope I get the dub this week, but I'm preparing to take another L, and then I got to try to win the rest of the games the rest of the year, or at least try to go, at the very minimum, go what 8-5, 9-4, something like that. I mean, I'm always trying to win as much as I can, but I mean, as long as I'm one of the top four seeds, I don't really give a shit. But I would like to be the number one seed if I could be. So yeah. But the thing is your quarterback goes down, and then you're stuck with like a Daniel Jones, and then you're fucked. You know, like it's one thing with kicker and defense. You can float, and sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. You can stick with a guy, get a new one, and there's more defenses and kickers. But it's like at some point, if you have one QB and then he gets hurt, and then you look on the wire right now, there's nobody on the wire that can lead you to a championship right now. So that's why I did it for like the first 3-4 weeks where I just had Mahomes. But at some point you have to pick up a Purdy or CJ Stroud just in case something happens. Yeah. But I mean, if you look on the wire right now, if you had to pick up someone for your quarterback, would you feel confident? I know I wouldn't. That's why I had to eventually pick up Purdy, and then I dropped him and then got CJ Stroud. But I mean, it's pretty thin. I mean, I guess I could go for like Baker or something like that, but I don't think I would be that confident with it. It's like that's going to give me like, maybe like 15 points. Like I need like 20 to 30 out of my quarterback. Yeah, prayers up for Barry Melrose with his sickness. He was, but I'm not sure if he still is. He did get us our first goal. Yeah. The only thing that's really going to save me to reflect is like on the wire, I had Deontay Johnson and then I dropped him. And then you picked him up. And then because I needed running backs and I got Jeff Wilson. So I peeked ahead to see like what good players were on the wire that would come back in 4 or 5 weeks. And then you and me got the two best ones. So yeah, but would you really feel comfortable with having Sam Howell the rest of the year though? Some games he's good, but some games he's terrible. I mean, you might be able to skate by beating the bottom half of the league, but if you play a good team, that'd be tough unless he puts up a 20. But I got the best tight end group with freaking Laporta and Mark Andrews, so I'm feeling good there. I just got to hope these injuries go away. All right, 4 minutes left in the second period. 3-1 Vegas. Yeah, and they don't even have Jefferson on IR. It's just doubtful. Like, put him on IR already, so that way I can take Jeff Wilson and I can swap, and I can use him and put him in, and then Jefferson there. Yeah. Well, ESPN, I mean, that's the league that we've done every year on the channel. So certain leagues have certain rules, but most of the leagues allow you to do running back, wide receiver, tight end as a flex. But I guess the NFL one doesn't. But all the others, Yahoo and ESPN and all the others do. I think the NFL one might be the only one that does that. And most people wouldn't do double tight ends, you know. And like I said, it's like you usually would get more points out of someone else. But in my case, like I got Laporta and Andrews, so you know if my wide receivers got hurt like they did, I had no other choice. So John in the building, what's good? Yeah, seriously. And you didn't really have Connor Bedard go off for like 1, 2, 3 and a hat trick, you know. And they definitely choked it home. That was shocking. Great for Chicago, terrible for Pittsburgh fans, though. I imagine there's going to be a long, long rant with Pat McAfee and all the boys. And again, Sidney Crosby's been in the league since '05 with Ovechkin, so it's not like he's young anymore. I mean, he's 36. You know, Connor Bedard is 18. He's half the age. So, but it's cool to see a fresh face that has that pub, and hopefully he lives up to the expectations. We got a penalty. High sticking. You lost 70. What did you bet on the game tonight to get your money back? Just like did you just do the spread or what did you do? Over 3.5? What did you end up doing? Combined goals or just straight up? What did you do? 20 days old when Sidney Crosby made the debut. Money line. Yeah. Well, if you were going to put money on this, it would definitely be on Vegas. Banner drop, champion of last year. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see any scenario that Seattle was going to win. I mean, even if the game was played in Seattle, I think that we would have had a better chance. But I mean, the defensemen, are so tall, so physical. They go 8 deep. You know what I mean? Seattle's not that deep. Seattle has maybe three. Sometimes four. But with Vegas, they're like 8 deep, where even their defensemen can score. They're one of the hardest matchups overall in the NHL, and they're going to be very good this year. Yeah, injuries suck, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, we just hit 20,000 a couple weeks ago. So we're starting to climb. We're getting close to 20,100 already within just a few days. So that's good. We're at 20,091. So we need 9 more to get to 20,100. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Every like, sub, comment, and I do everything on the channel. I do NFL, college football, MLB, NASCAR, NHL, WWE, AEW. Literally, we do everything here. Lots of reading and a lot of film study, is involved. But we have a great time here. Appreciate you. All right, under 30 seconds with the power play. I assume that will be 3-1, and maybe Seattle will get one more goal in the third period, but I highly doubt they'll get two. And there's a high probability that Vegas gets one more, at least in the third period. So maybe we'll end up with a 4-2 score for a final. Yeah, and I'll do reaction videos and a little bit of everything. So yeah, I think a lot of people know who I am and whatnot. I mean, I got the biggest channel in Oregon, but I don't have the biggest channel in the Northwest. There's still a few channels in Washington that are bigger, but obviously that's the goal. To be the biggest sport channel in Oregon, be the biggest sport channel in the Pacific Northwest, and then obviously West Coast. So 3-1 Vegas. You got a favorite team or any type of photos that you want to see here while we're at intermission? Let me know what you guys want to see for photos of anything from the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, or current. Let me know. Yeah, but having Jay Jetta, like I said, if I would have known that, he hasn't been hurt in like, ever, like 3 years. So I didn't really think that any type of injury was going to happen, but it's the NFL. But wish I could have used my ESP to predict that Jay Jetta was going to get hurt, then I would have not picked him. But then if I would have went like Eckler, then he got hurt. So far, like Run CMC, Christian McCaffrey, we'll see. I mean, they look like they're the best team with the Eagles, but if McCaffrey goes down, obviously, then they'll go down in the pecking order a little bit. I appreciate that. A lot of people have said that. Even when I was in junior high and high school, like getting that puberty mode and whatnot. But everyone said that this is like kind of before podcasts that existed. But they said that you got a radio, TV voice, and I think a lot of people have said that. I did phone sales for like 20 years too, for like big companies, and doing sales for like Verizon Business for like business owners in New York and Boston. So I've dealt with like the rudest of the rude, and obviously sports and wrestling have always been a passion of mine. So I always knew my voice was going to be kind of my money ticket, for my dreams and whatnot. But I do appreciate that. And like I said, down the road, depending on what partnerships and branding that I get, I won't be surprised if I end up, getting an opportunity, with TV or podcasts or just growing my brand, even further. So EA Sports, Madden, they watch. They've stolen some stuff from me, like Sack Lunch, put it in the video game. Peter Schrager watches the show, steals my material. So it's like they know who I am. They know the people that are in the channel, and a lot of times, they get lazy, for like nicknames, catchphrases, like what's hot in the streets. So you get a lot of these big, personalities that are in the NFL media or MLB or NBA, and all they do is they have their social media teams scour YouTube to try to find the best of the best, and then they either watch themselves or have a team do it for them, and then they steal the content. So but I guess that's the biggest form of flattery when they steal your shit, right? But I do appreciate the compliments. Your boy is grinding. Yeah, that's always tough. Even some of the bigger YouTubers, some voices are nice, and some are going to be a little cringy. It all depends on tonality and whatnot. And I was just blessed, with, I guess my good genes through my mom and my dad and whatnot, because my mom is, Japanese and my dad is Czechoslovakian and European. So it's like I got a little bit of everything there. But I always knew that my voice would be the meal ticket. Let's throw up some photos here. I'm gonna go with some old school. Maybe hit with some old school Gretzky or Lemieux. You're a Boston fan? Boston Bruins, nice. Cam Neely? No way. Let's throw some Cam Neely for you. Let's do that. And usually when people donate, I'll throw up photos of anything old school, new school, and whatnot. But let me get some Boston Bruins up here for you. That's very cool. I don't got anything like that as far as hockey is concerned. Mine's for baseball, Griffey and Koufax, but very cool. And crazy thing is, Cam Neely, Winterhawks, through here in Oregon, so we're already familiar with him here in the Pacific Northwest in the WHL. Yeah, I don't. I like I said, I don't. A lot of people they'll get faded and then they get sloppy and yeah, no, I get you. I don't do any of that on my streams. And I used to do like Modelo Geladas, like Tall Boys, and look at that, look at the cam. That's on the Portland Winterhawks back in the day. But I used to do like a 6 pack of Corona, a Modelo, and all that. But then I'm trying to lose weight and trying to be a better person and whatnot, and just trying to, kind of, be a little bit more disciplined with my life and whatnot. So, but I know exactly what you're talking about, especially in hockey streams. And I feel that like them in football, sometimes people get a little bit too comfortable. I appreciate you coming in and doing the sub thing and the like thing. And like I said, I'll be doing quite a bit of hockey this season. So primarily we'll do like Kraken. Obviously, being a Kraken fan here, but like I said, I have fans of pretty much not every team in the NHL, but I would say maybe half. So you never know what matchup I might do. Maybe I do a Boston game. Maybe I do a New Jersey game. Maybe I do a Colorado game. It just kind of depends. Oh, they're doing shots at the beginning. Yeah, then they're going to be hella sloppy. Look at that, old school. I got to hit you with a slap shot photo too while we're waiting. Got to get you with the black and the white. Some of them aren't going to be, fit to screen, but it is what it is. And I got to hit you with a Ray. I remember playing with him in the video games, like with Sega, one of the best defensemen. Let's go. Look at the Burger King logo. Let's go. Okay, Paisley, I got one more period to go. I know, honey. I got one more period to do. I got to keep grinding, honey. I like looking at old school memories. Anything from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like I'm an old soul, so the jerseys and the clothes, the fans, the advertisements, like it just doesn't get any better than the old school stuff. And the Pepsi, the Target, the Burger King logo. I mean, come on, man. Oh, oh, really? Good for you. Yeah, I've noticed that like once you discipline yourself, and I've never been addicted to alcohol, thank God. So it's like I don't have this like, oh my God, I need one, I need one, I need a drink. Like I've never liked that. I've just been eating no fast food, no soda, barely any booze. Unless I like, went to the Duck game, I indulged there, but then I felt like shit after. And I didn't even feel better until like the next day or late that night, and stuff. And you know, it's just one of those things that you have to have priorities, and my health is going to be that. And if you can kind of cut back on the bad things and eat better, exercise a lot. Like I'm addicted to exercise. When you have those other addictions, things can get bad. So yeah, I live out here in Oregon, so obviously, dispensaries, breweries, wineries. You know, obviously, if I'm gonna choose one or the other, definitely dispensary is where it's at. So. And then sometimes you just have to, switch it up. You actually, flour or, edible, and you can go different routes and whatnot. So yeah, costs a lot, makes you fat. You make bad decisions. Sometimes it's you can find other things. It also depends on who you hang around. Like it's really your environment. If you're around good people, then you'll make better decisions. But if you're not around good people and everyone's making bad decisions around you, it's very easy to get caught up. Not even necessarily being a follower, it's just having everyone around you. It's like I think almost everyone in like my friend group or most of the people smoke cigarettes, and I've never done that either. And I think I'm like probably the only one that doesn't have kids and doesn't have any addictions to alcohol or cigarettes, but pretty much everyone else I know does. So, but I feel good. I mean, like I said, I've lost 60 pounds. This is the lowest I've been in quite a while. It's the best that I've felt in many, many years. So, I got to hit you with a Bobby Orr too before we get back. I'm going way back. And if I get the Bobby Orr, I can get some like crazy shit, like the Bobby Orr flying through the air and the old school stuff. Let me see. Oh, look at this! Like it's always cool when we can go with like Ray Book, right? You play with Boston on the video games back in the day. If you're not Pittsburgh with Mario Lemieux and you're Boston, you're going to go with Ray, one of the best defensemen to ever live. Woo, baby! Look at that classic Bobby. I love the black and white too. I'm a sucker for the black and white. Just going through some old school photos while we wait for the third period to start. Got to get a close up. Rask, Martin, Orr, Shore, Bergeron, Bork. Yo, boy. Got a couple minutes, and we'll be into the third period. Look at that. Look at those names. Bet you haven't seen those names in a minute. Let's go. Look at the OGs. The cigarettes. He's like, the cigarettes would have ruined your radio voice. Yeah. I also sacrificed a Jordan rookie that's worth like 20 to 30,000 for my dream. So if I didn't really believe in myself, I mean, I would have been sitting on a gold mine because after Jordan passes, that card's going to be worth like 100 grand. So to sacrifice something that's going to be worth $100,000, a piece of cardboard, I got to make sure that, I'm following through with my dreams. So yes, I figure that a few of you would have some appreciation for the old school. One of these days, if I get rich, you'll just come with me, dude, and like I'll just swoop you, and then we'll go to like baseball, basketball, football, hockey together. I still need to get you a jersey at some point, but donos. Some days are good, some days are not so good. But if things ever get better on the dono side, yeah, I'll definitely take care of you and get you a jersey, bro. And I got to get that Bergeron in here for you too, bro. Somewhere. My pup is antsy. Marcia Sol, stud. Marcia Show. All right, here we go. Yeah, and plus out here in Oregon, there's a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest or even on the West Coast. It don't matter. People party hard out here. Like really, really hard. So it's like you got to be able to make the proper decisions. Because obviously, if I hung out with certain people, I wouldn't be able to do the grind. Because it's like I don't take days off. I stream literally every day. So it's like it takes a lot of discipline. So no problem. I hope that made your day. I know you've never had anybody do that for you, but that's kind of a regular thing that I do for people that typically donate or if they're new and whatnot. And it's always cool to be able to see things that you've never seen before or to see something of your favorite team or player. So I got you, man. And I hope to see you back, and I think we will. All right, here we go. We're in the third period. Golden Knights up 3-1 on the Kraken. We got to be very, very aggressive in this period, and we just have to stop the bleeding. Jared McCann did that. And then it's got to be a combination of like, Bjorkstrand, Maddie, and somebody's got to be able to get us going. Yamamoto, we got to find a good line, and we have to be able to take advantage of the power play at least once in this game. It is our turn to get a quick goal. I agree. And if we get a quick one, then maybe we can get lucky and get another and tie it up 3-3. But the flow of the game and the vibe of the game, even if that were to happen, it would feel like we would lose 4-3. Not that saying that, oh, I don't believe and this team sucks. I'm not saying that. It's just, when you watch hockey or any type of sport, you kind of have a feeling of like when we did the Raider and the Packer game. I knew the Raiders. I had a good feeling with me and Elliot that even though they haven't won in like 15 or 20 years, that they were going to get that dub, and they did. Sometimes you just get that natural gut feeling on what's going to happen. All right, no problem. But never know. You never know. Maybe if we could end up forcing OT, if we can get to 3-3 somehow, and then if Drew doesn't give up anything for the third period, that would be excellent. Come on, Maddie. Look at that record. They're 34, 1-2 when they're leading after the second period. So it's like almost literally impossible to come back. But if we were to tie, at least that would be more exciting than losing 4-3 in OT. Then all of a sudden they drop two more goals on us and we lose 5-1. So yeah, that's a tough record. I mean, it would have been much better if I would have seen the graphic and it was like, oh, 20-14 record. Then you're like, okay, we actually maybe have a chance. But yeah, if you're like 34, 1-2, when you're up in the second, that's tough. So it's like you got to be that one team like in the season that actually comes back. And we got to have somebody other than Jared McCann that can make plays. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be doing. I'm going to do baseball tomorrow, I think. And like I said, if I had more hockey fans of a particular team, I would consider it. Because depending on donos and views and likes, and you know what I'm saying. Because I'm full time, so it's like I can't. I'm not doing this as a hobby, and whatnot. Like this is my full time job, so I have to be kind of strategic with it. So I think we're going to be doing the Dodgers and Diamondback playoff game. Then I'm going to be doing the Chiefs and the Broncos on Thursday. Colorado Buffaloes versus Stanford on Friday. Ducks versus Huskies on Saturday. And sometimes I'll do multiple streams in a day, but it'll probably be a few days until we do another hockey stream. Yeah, my dad's been a Dodger fan since the '50s, but they're frauds this year. They're not good. So I kind of knew that the Diamondbacks had a good chance to beat them. Their bottom half of their lineup, 5 through 9 hole, is not very good, and their pitching staff has been beat up. So, Northwest Sports Fanatics. So NW is for the Northwest, and then usually I actually have it on for whatever reason. I have it off, but I don't know why I turned it off. But usually this is on. Orion. So thank you for reminding me. I had it flipped off. Orion, like the constellation. My dad was a hippie, as you can tell. So, and thank you for reminding. Otherwise, normally that's up like 90% of the streams, unless I was busy doing like reaction videos or doing a different format. And I actually was playing around with the format because I had to find the right hockey cards. Because I usually have football cards, basketball, baseball from like the 60s and 70s. And this setup took me like 2 hours to do, but I finally got the right look. You have to find the right comb over. You got to find the right cards to match your personality. So there you go. But I always got my first name and last name always brutalized. Like they would be always like Orion, and then my last name is Mikulek because it's like Czech. So they would always go Mikulek. Like they never could get my first or my last name wrong or right. Oh, dog, they say. Oh, doggy dog. But usually people like the voice, and I'm not biased. At least I try not to be. There's always going to be a little bit of bias for your favorite teams and favorite players. But I try to be able to cover the leagues as a whole, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, and hockey, and just appreciate greatness wherever it's at, even if it's on the rival team, I just appreciate just the greatness that we're able to watch. 3-1 Vegas, 18 minutes to 15 minutes to 10 minutes. We got to find a way, and we got to get into a power play here as well. Nice to meet you too. So you're a Boston fan. Where do you live? Do you live in the Pacific Northwest, or are you in the Midwest? Are you in the East Coast? Where are you at? We got people on the channel that are pretty much from everywhere, even overseas. It's always good to meet a new goat and a new contributor to the channel. I mean, some people will watch the channel and they never talk; they just spy. You know, you're in Mass. Oh, okay. So, who are you're a Boston Bruins fan. What other sports do you follow? Like, who are your other teams? Who are your favorite players? Type in the chat so we can get to know you. Because I usually remember. I try to remember everyone. I really do. So it's like, especially if people, come in, they donate or they sub. I usually try to. I actually do care about where people are from and who they are. who their favorite teams are, who they like, who they hate, who your favorite players are currently or in the past, what teams you root for. So give us the breakdown. Well, I already know Boston Bruins, so I already got that. But we need to learn more. Red Sox. Yeah, true. Well, when you let guys go, Mookie, Benintendi, and then you've already seen, obviously Ortiz and Manny Ramirez and Kurt Schilling, like you already went through the best of the best of the best. Noma, you ain't gonna get another Noma ever again. So it's like you had to be able to appreciate what it was, and when you did have it, it was magical. I mean, hell, if you can get down 3-0 to the Yankees and come back 4-3, and you're the first team to do it, I mean, Tanev is down. Tanev down. Get up. He's hurt. Shit. I hope he's okay. Tanev is fucked. Patriots are dog shit. Yeah, you know that. That's true. You got Christian Gonzalez from the Ducks there, but then he got hurt. At least you got Matthew Judon. Judon's nice. He's one of the best in the NFL. Probably your best player. I do like Judon a lot. And obviously, you never should have gave up Mookie. Like you should have given him like anything that, even if you had to make him one of the top 5, paid players, you do it. You're not going to replicate the Mookie Betts, But at least you got the Celtics, right? What are your expectations for the Bruins this year? And then Judon is having surgery, so he's out. Christian Gonzalez out, so nothing to look forward to on the Patriots side then, except for maybe your future quarterback in the draft. You could end up getting something good there. There you go. I figured that's why I brought it up. Got to have something similar to your name and whatnot. He didn't end up getting Dame Dalla. He ended up going to the Bucks, but the team is pretty stacked. Like you feel that they're getting close to winning a championship. Tatum, Brad, they got some pieces. And then we did a little trade with you, Blazers and Celtics, so you get a little Drew Holiday action. So the Celtics will be fun to watch. I'll stream some Celtics games. All right, baby. We got 14 minutes left, down 3-1 to the Vegas Golden Knights. Where will Mac Jones go? Retirement, Denny's, Burger King. He's terrible. I mean, like I said, remember in that draft, like I kept telling people, they got so excited about so many of those quarterbacks, and I was like, not all 5 are going to pan out, and people would love to argue, but you already knew Trevor Lawrence was going to pan out, but everyone else was kind of like up in the air besides maybe Justin Fields based off his success in college at Ohio State. But Zach Wilson was a project, fail, right? Trey Lance, fail. Mac Jones, fail. It just didn't work out. It's like you need to get somebody better. And at least in this draft class, you got somebody that could fill in. There will be a new quarterback. And I think, honestly, I think Zappe should start over. Bailey should start over Mac Jones. But I guess if you want to continue to lose games, you keep Mac in there, Boston radio. Yeah. Well, he's not good, but it also helps. It doesn't help that Ramondre Stevenson isn't really doing that good. The running game with Zeke, I mean, it's not very good. The offensive line isn't good. The defense isn't good. Like, there's so many things. Like, at least if the offensive line was good, Mac would be good. But the offensive line hasn't really been good. The running game hasn't been good. Wide receivers, you ended up getting rid of Jacoby Myers, which you should have kept. You gave essentially the same deal with 3 years, same amount of money to Juju, and that was a bad move. You should have kept Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is one of the sleepers in the NFL, and he helped the Raiders beat the Packers first time in 20 years a couple days ago. And I knew that was going to happen. And I sometimes will pick him up in fantasy. And Juju hasn't been terrible, but it's a downgrade. That's just me keeping it real. But at least you got the Celtics, man. Zappy can lose for you too, but they play harder for him. You know, the body language when Zappy is in, right? They play harder. They are more motivated when I watch Patriot games. You know, they play with a little bit more fire. You know, the fans cheer a little bit louder. When Mac is in there, it's already boos, and they already don't believe in him. They're like, go back to Alabama, boo, 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 you know? I mean, I'm out here on the West Coast, and I can even see that, so. But if you would have had Jacoby there, you know, maybe the record would be slightly better. Because to me, he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Like him, Tyler Lockett, maybe Nico Collins, rookie this year. You could put in that. There's some like guys that have been in the league, and then DJ Moore, and I had Cooper Kupp and DJ Moore with Tyler Lockett a couple of years ago, but now both guys have kind of broken out. So now you can't really say DJ Moore, but I guess you could say as far as elite wide receivers, DJ Moore is probably the most underrated and hated on. But at least he had that 3 touchdown game with Fields, so people can start to give him a little bit more love. But the diehards know that he's good. So yeah, and the Celtics will always be a top 5 team. So you'll still have teams on the West Coast, but the Heat will be decent, Bucks will be good, Celtics will be good, and then it'll be a plethora of teams in the Western Conference with the Nuggets, and then many others that are going to be jockeying for position every year. Warriors and everything in between. So we'll see if we end up getting a Joker Giannis, championship, Nuggets and Bucks, or if it will be the Celtics or the Heat or a mystery team. Bjorkstrand, Yamamoto, come on now. Oh, what are you doing? My pup is like, walk me. I will. She misses dad. Yeah, he's just not good enough. I mean, it's one thing to have Bill Belichick, you know what I mean? But it's a team, he's just, you got to have the pieces there. But you were already blessed with a 20-year, run of Brady, Belichick, and Gronk, and it'll never be like that again. But you ended up maximizing being the team of the 2000s and the team of the 2010s. Like you literally ran it for 20 years. So you're not going to usually see any team in any sport do something like that. So at least you can have that. You'll have that Red Sox, love with Noma and Ortiz and Manny, right? And then you'll have that run with Belichick and Brady and Gronk, and no one can ever take that away. So at least you got that going. You'll have those memories, and you can't take that away. But as far as moving forward, yeah, you got to be glad at least you have Boston. Oh yeah, good for college football too. You're getting athletes and women and young girls, hip hop and singers and other athletes of other sports that would never even watch Colorado or maybe even a college football game for that matter. And then now people are like actually tuning in, which is cool. I actually went to the Oregon Colorado game a couple weeks ago. I got gifted tickets here on the channel from Mo Gumbo. We got a fan that is a Saint fan that lives in the South, and he actually gifted tickets to go behind the duck bench. Was pretty dope. Oh yeah, and I've always been a big Dion fan too. So like for me, it's like Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Dion. Those are my 5 from back in the day. Odin's like, I need to go to sleep. It's 1:18. What am I doing up? Get some sleep, brother. Thanks for coming in and watching some hockey with me, brother. Go Devils for you. I'll try to do some Devil games for you sometime. So you get some Jack Hughes in the building. All right, Seattle power play. Less than 2 minutes. Got to find at least one good shot here. Because if we can get at least a goal with 5 minutes to go, then we'll have a shot. Yeah. I know that a lot of people hate on him, you know what I mean? But I like what he's doing. You know, of course he's going to have the swagger, you know, and he's going to have the personality and the ego. He's fucking Dion. Like, what do you expect? Swaggy, you know, with the Jerry Curl juice at Florida State. Swaggy at on Atlanta, right? Swaggy for the Cowboys. Swaggy for the Niners. Swaggy for the Braves. You know, 10 minutes left. See, something good came out of the stream. We got Duda in the building. It's always good to be able to have someone new come through and actually talk and not spy, you know, and be able to build friendships and bonds. You know, that's what it's about. But I did have a good feeling by doing this, matchup that we'd probably get at least one or two, maybe get a couple subs, and then, like I said, I will be doing hockey action. But it's like I'm not just a hockey channel; I do everything, so I have to really split up my time, evenly. But once, obviously, we're transitioning, NASCAR's ending, baseball's ending, so then it'll be football, and then it'll be NBA and NHL, so, and college football. So NFL, college football, NHL, and NBA. So, and then it'll get to a point where it'll be like NHL, NBA, NHL, NBA back and forth. So, damn it, we suck on these power plays today. All right, Elliot. Yeah, no, I hear you. High expectations living over there. And trust me, I know for like a lot of my jobs, doing phone sales for like 20 years, I would talk to some of the most ruthless, hardcore people on the phone from Boston and New York. And if you can survive on the phone with those people and they like you, then you know you're going to make it in sales. But they'll hang up on you in 1 second if they don't like you. They don't like your voice, the way you sound, if they don't think you're real, or you got skills or the swagger. The phone gets hung up. So luckily, with my voice, I did not get hung up on. Man, that Vegas crowd going crazy. The Colorado State. Oh yeah, and that game was awesome. You get a lot of back and forth shit talking, but then you'll get like the young girls, or you'll get people, or even like what the NFL's doing with Kelsey and Taylor Swift. Of course, they're putting her on the banners and showing her because she's got over 100 million fucking fans, like on her socials. So if they can get 5 million out of the 100 million followers of the Swifties to join NFL.com or follow them on Instagram or Twitter, and then actually pay attention to Travis Kelsey, or maybe even find a team other than the Chiefs, then all of a sudden there's more merch, there's more money being spent on their brand. So it's all marketing. So what Dion is doing, we're okay with it. What Taylor Swift is doing with Travis Kelsey, that's a little annoying. You know what I mean? But again, if it's going to make them more money, what is it about? It's not about the fans. It's all about money, unfortunately. But that's cool. Your sister got involved. You're like, oh, I don't give a shit about Colorado. But maybe now I should tune in. So, yes, I watched that game. I just speak facts here, though. You know what I mean? Like, I just try to keep it real. But I love what Dion's doing. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, Dion on San Francisco was the swaggiest Dion. That and the Cowboy Dion. Those are the memories that most people have. But he had the Jerry curl, and the Florida State flag was through the roof. The Falcons, he looked dope in those old school unis. But I think really where the superstardom came, most people remember the Cowboys, and that's what they will remember Dion. Either that or like the Braves, when he did both. But like for me, I think that San Francisco 49er Dion was like the first moment where we got that, like, you look good, you dress good, you look good, you feel good, you play good. The Mean Joe Green, and then obviously watching Monday Night Football, and having those vibes back in the day. So, oh yeah. Well, Shadur Sanders, and then you got Travis Hunter, yeah, and then you got Shiloh. So you got two Dion sons. One's a corner secondary member, one's a quarterback, and then and obviously Hunter was playing corner and wide receiver like Dion. It's kind of fitting. Oh, I'm going to coach Colorado. Oh, and we got a guy that can play wide receiver and corner. I mean, there's actually a lot of guys that could, yeah, but most people can't because it's too grueling, you know. Yeah, and then after that dude did that, I didn't get a chance to see him play in that Oregon game. So yeah, dirty dog ruined my chance to see him in person. I saw him on the sideline and whatnot, but not the same of being in the game. So I know, terrible. And Colorado has dipped recently, but I will be doing the Colorado Buffalo game on Friday against Stanford. I'm doing that. So I'm not sure what your schedule is, but if you want to watch Colorado together, since you went there, I'll be doing the game on Friday. Stone, far post, Vegas power play, 3-1. At least I'm proud Seattle hasn't given up another goal, but I would really love, at least for pride, for the Kraken to get at least one more. And it doesn't even have to be Jared McCann. I mean, I'll take Bjorkstrand, I'll take Maddie, I'll take Yamamoto, I'll take anybody at this point. You went on the ASU game on the money line? Yeah. Well, USC's defense against ASU, that was tough, but even if Colorado dips in their record, they're still fun to watch. I try to do reaction videos for Shedeur Sanders, Bo Nix for my Ducks, being a Duck fan, and then also USC for Caleb Williams, Michael Penix Jr. for UW, even Oregon State got a lot of the guys are transfers, but we'll take it. 3-1 Golden Knights, kind of getting towards the back end of this third period. Just started off a little too slow. Vegas came out with a lot of heat, a lot of emotion. Stanley Cup is there, banner championship lowering is there. It was going to be almost impossible. Like I said, if you could probably play this matchup 100 times in this exact scenario, and maybe we win two. That's kind of the reality. So I kind of knew that this was more than likely going to happen, but I was hoping that we would put up more than one. And we still have 7 minutes to do that. Oh yeah. Oh, see you on the money line for sure. Stanford's terrible. They got no Andrew Luck on the squad. Come on, Yanni. Come on, McCann. Come on, Jared. Jared's always going to be aggressive. I wish we had more Jared McCanns. It's like, you need certain players to be able to like step up. Maddie's really young, so it's like he's not there yet, but big save. Big save. Maddie McCann. Wow, Aiden. Aiden Hill is the truth. Eberly. Yeah. You just have to be able to do some research, and watch and pay attention because the Pac-12 this is the best we've ever been as a conference from top to bottom, and then we're blowing up. We don't even exist now. We're going to the Big Ten, so everyone's like searching for a new conference. But at least UW and Oregon and USC and UCLA get to join the Big Ten, and we're going to give Michigan and Ohio State a run for their money. At least I know UW, Oregon, and USC will. Exactly. Hunter's not there. You don't really know what the score is going to be. Like, the offense is going to put up points, but the Colorado defense is hella suspect. They're not very good. Kind of like USC is not very good. And I thought Oregon's was going to be bad, but we're actually pretty good this year. Like Oregon State, Oregon, Washington, those are Utah typically, but Cam Rising's been hurt all year, so they haven't been able to really have their defense out there with the proper amount of time to be a good team. Because normally Utah wins the Pac-12. I mean, they've done that the last couple of years, but when your quarterback's coming off like a ACL or a serious injury, I mean, the defense gets tired even if they are ranked good. Typically, you can't have a defense out there for fucking 40 minutes out of a 60-minute game. They're gonna get tired. 5 minutes left in the third period. Aiden Hill doing Aiden things. Yeah, but Colorado still, even with no Travis Hunter, could end up winning that game by, I would assume, 20 or more. You would assume Stanford would put up 17 or less. Colorado would put up 30 plus, even with Hunter out, because that means that Shadur Sanders just can throw it more. And they got a couple newbies that are stepping up too. So, like Orion and another O for Colorado. And when you get an O doing big things, at wide receiver, you never know how many touchdowns he'll get. So, yeah, but we'll be busy. We're doing Dodgers Diamondbacks tomorrow at 6:30, and maybe I'll do some reaction videos in the morning, depending on if I want to do like Oklahoma, Texas from the Red River Shootout this past weekend. And then we're going to do Thursday night football, which will be the Broncos and the Chiefs. We know Chiefs are going to win, but hopefully Russell Wilson plays well, so it's not like a complete boring game. Defense is terrible for Denver, though. And then on Friday, we'll do Colorado Buffaloes and the Stanford Cardinal, not Cardinals, but Cardinal. And then Saturday, we'll do Ducks Huskies. College game day is there. I hope I can go, but no one has messaged me for late minute tickets yet. And then Sunday we'll do Sunday night football. Well, actually, no, we're going to end up doing the Buccaneers and the Lions at 1, and then I might end up skipping Sunday night football and just do reaction videos the rest of the night after that. So let's take a quick peek to see what the schedule looks like for the NFL on Sunday, and that'll determine if I do reaction videos all day. But we are going to do obviously the Bucks and the Lions because it's the best matchup all week. All right, so we got Ravens, Titans, Commanders, Falcons. That'll be interesting. Seahawks, Bengals will actually be pretty interesting coming off that Burrow performance with Jamar Chase. That'll be a fun one to watch. Colts, Jags, Panthers, Dolphins, Vikings, Bears, Niners, Browns, Saints, Texans. I'm looking forward to that with C.J. Stroud and the Saints. Patriots, Raiders. A little, coming back and playing the old team there. Lions, Buccaneers will be fire. Cardinals, Rams, Eagles, Jets. Giants, Bills will be Sunday night, so I can skip that. And then Cowboys, Chargers on Monday, which will be interesting. We already know that Dak will probably choke, but we'll get to see a little Justin Herbert, so that's always good. All right, come on, Xfinity. And then I can get back to watching a little bit more Dexter. Started it from the very beginning and finished up Graham and many other shows. But I try to start a show and then finish it. I might do Game of Thrones from the very beginning. I started it when I was with the ex-girlfriend, and I got through the first season, but I would go back and watch it again from the very beginning. Littlefinger. Always good to, watch the old school, but Game of Thrones, Dexter, and True Blood. I'm a big True Blood guy. And it's I'm not even into the vampire type thing. I collect toys and sports memorabilia. I've been doing that since the 80s. I like cartoons. I like Marvel and DC. Love Star Wars. I'm a nerd, but I love sports, but I'm a nerd. Like to read. And I don't know. It's just the way that they did the True Blood and the way that they did the gore and then who was in the show. That's what made me love that particular series. I don't get tired of watching that. I can watch True Blood from the beginning to end. Dexter, Game of Thrones, Grimm. I think the next one I'm going to watch is Breaking Bad is fantastic too. Better Call Saul, fantastic. But I think I'm going to do Mayans MC. I finished that, but it was the Latino biker gang. But I think I'm going to do Sons of Anarchy. I think that's what I'm going to do next. Oh, Ducks Huskies. It'll be so good. Oh, yeah. Colorado is not losing that game. 11.5, I would take that because I think they're going to win by a minimum of 14 or more, but probably 17 or more. But I would say 13 or more is a good bet. Because, you can go 30-17, but if you go 30-13, you're up by 17. So, I would assume they'll put up 30 or more. It could be as high as 40 or 50 if they really get rolling. And then, if they don't get rolling, 30-37. If they play like shit, 27, right? But the best scenario for Stanford would be 20. But I would assume it'll be 17 or less. But again, what do I know, right? Bet more money and take the money line. That's what I would do too. All right, we got a minute 24 left in the power play. It's been all Vegas since the opening puck drop. The banner got lowered. The fans got crazy. And when you end up getting 2 goals in the first period, unless you have 5 or 6, 7 guys that can get good shots on goal, or you got defensemen that can score, or that are big like Vegas is, that are all like fucking 6'8". It's like Jesus Christ, like they got everything that you would want. And I hope one day that we can be as good as them. They got a great goalie. Not saying that Grubauer, isn't, but Aiden is on a different level. They got 6, 7, 8 deep that can score. It doesn't matter if it's line 1, line 2, or line 3, or line 4. And their defensemen are big, physical, and I think they have the tallest height per defenseman in the NHL. That was a big reason why they were able to win the Stanley last year. It's not necessarily all the offensive scoring. It was the defense in Aiden Hill, in my opinion. Defense wins championships on every level in sports. You bet 80 to win 50. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. Like if you know someone's going to win, like sometimes, you can go with that bigger amount. Like you might not win as much as if you're doing like a prop bet, or if you're doing a certain spread, or you have to do like you have to do like 3 things in a parlay, and then you can win like $800. Sometimes it's just okay to win 10 to $50. Just take the for sure thing instead of like risking something big in a parlay and then you get fucked. Unless you're like really smart, and you can make a parlay out of 3 or 4 things and then win 800. But you got to be really smart to do that, and then be a little lucky too. Like a lot of people are, like with the amount of reading and the shit that I predict on every stream, a lot of people, would be like, dude, you should do it. But I don't have the extra money to do it. I think you can get kind of addicted to it in a bad way. And then I know I would win money though, because I typically can have like an ESP moment, like every stream, at least like 1, sometimes 2, especially if it's like not necessarily in hockey yet. Maybe as the years go on, like with the Kraken, I'll be able to do that. But I feel it happens all the time in baseball, basketball, and football. But again, if you watch a lot, you read a lot, you can pick up on tendencies of the team. History tends to repeat itself, and that's why if you're a good predictor in sports and you can have good ESP, you can become rich. And there's another goal. Parlays is hella stressful because with parlays you can do 5, you win 4, and there's always that one that you should win but you lose, and then you lose your money like every single time. Like, you know what I mean? Like you win the first 3, and then that 50-51 you win, you get excited, and then the one that you're supposed to win automatically, that's the one that loses. And that's how they get you, because they know the NFL and sports bookies and DraftKings and all the places, they know that there's that one that's going to screw you. That's why they make so much money. 4-1 Golden Knights with the open net. Well, pretty much. 4-1. Captain Jack Eichel, of course, he got it in with the goal scoring. NFL coaches that will be fired or should be fired. Riverboat Ron needs to go just because of the new ownership. I don't think he's terrible. Like he actually has some skill set, but he needs help. You know what I'm saying? But he's a guy that should go, and they need to get someone better for the Commandos. But I don't think he's doing necessarily a terrible job. He's just doing an average to below average job. Hasn't really had enough wins to keep his job there, especially with the new regime. Yeah, you won, bro. You got the good luck here with the good vibes with the NWSF. You're like, I came here. His voice isn't cringy. He actually knows sports. Seems cool. The people in the room are cool. Let me like and sub. Give me good vibes, good juju. We had a little Boston Bruin, New England vibe, Boston Red Sox. Your boy's not a dummy. I think in sports and wrestling, you can tell who's an idiot right off the bat. Not only in person, but online. Like, you can definitely tell, like, who knows their shit and who doesn't. So, and you don't have to worry about my voice being cringy. I was blessed by the sports gods and my mom and my dad to have a voice that's, like, soothing. Or at least that's what everyone fucking says. Like, therapist, psychologist, coach, mentor, Boys and Girls Club, radio, podcast, TV voice. And, I like I said, in my future, I would not be shocked if there is a podcast, TV, or special opportunities that come up. I mean, I work really hard, but I mean, when you get so many people telling you over and over and over, at some point it has to be true. So thank you for that compliment. Oh, with the win. But I mean, there's a lot of coaches like Reich, could go. I got to bring up the NFL logos in the standings and I can look, but I'm looking at the Belichick. Obviously, is not going to get fired. Vrabel at Tennessee, I think he's a good coach, but you might need a different voice. Like at some point they'll fire him. Josh McDaniels should be fired. I'd give Sean Payton at least another year or two before I fire him. Replace Russ, get a defense for once. McCarthy should be fired for Dallas, but it won't happen. O'Connell's doing bad for Minnesota, but they just need a quarterback change and a defense. They're no there. Eberflus should be fired. Dennis Allen for the Saints should be fired. They deserve someone better. He needs to be a defensive coordinator. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's other guys that could be Arizona's coach. I mean, you got to be able to give, Gannon, you got to give some of these guys, obviously I love McVay. I love Shanahan, but Reich on Carolina, Eberflus, Chicago, the Giants. I mean, with Daboll, I got to do Daniel Jones, 4 years, 160 million. What were you thinking? Like, give money to Saquon even if he's hurt. Don't give it to Daniel Jones. That was stupid. Now, but I think the team that would benefit the most by getting a coaching change wouldn't be like the worst, like Carolina, that most people would say. For me, I would say Washington because I actually think they have a pretty decent team with the D line. They need better secondary, but their D line is good, and they have good offensive weapons. They just need like Bieniemy, and they can get probably an upgrade at Del Rio too. So Orion with a win. Judah with the Judon jersey. Little ESP. All right, well, it's 10:41. It's late as shit. I haven't ate dinner yet. I need to go take my dog on another walk. And we got a new goat in the room. Judah in the building. Hope you enjoyed the Boston Bruins photos that I brought up for you. And I feel that you will be on this channel a lot moving forward. So, and I know everyone appreciates you very, very much, man. Well, thank you to everyone that came in and donated, commented, shared. We got a new goat out of it with Judah. So that made it all worth it, regardless if we hit the goal or not. Shout out to Matt and Judah, everyone in the building. Reflect. I appreciate you guys. All the people that watched on Twitter/X on my broadcast out there as well. Reflect is a goat. Don't forget it. UW Ducks this weekend. And we'll be streaming pretty much every day. So, again, tomorrow, Dodgers Diamondbacks at 6:30. Then on Thursday Night Football, Broncos and Chiefs. Friday, Colorado Buffaloes versus the Stanford Cardinal, and then Ducks Huskies, and then we'll end up doing Bucks and Lions on Sunday. So they'll have content nonstop, baby. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Golden Knights 4, Kraken 1. We'll be back, and I'm out. Gang.